entering foster care, it's a very traumatic time, especially in emergency situations. That's where ASCA comes in. We want to provide them with a suitcase to carry their belongings instead of a usual trash bag. Imagine the difference to their self-esteem.
You are probably wondering what this has to do with Accurate Automotive. Please drop off a new or used suitcase to either of our locations. Imagine the difference you can make in these kids' lives.
Arizona runs on affordable energy produced right here at home. But as prices on everything rise, politicians in D.C. want to increase the cost of American-made energy. That means we may have to rely on energy from foreign producers instead of here in America, potentially making it more expensive to live here in Arizona. Tell Senator Kelly, don't tax American energy producers because affordable, reliable solutions are made in America. Paid for by Energy Citizens.
AM 560 KBLU, Russ Clark with you on a beautiful Thursday morning, 6:05. Johnny Porter's with me. Morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Well, I stopped by the gym and saw you last night. Just, it wasn't in the gym.
Yeah.
It's been like a month or so. I mean, I've been disrupted.
It's been a while.
Well, it's been speech classes. It's been birthdays. I mean, this is like the first night I've had. And you know, before I joined the gym, I sat home every night and did nothing. Now there's all this demand. I think they knew, I had something to do. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's all done. We just went through another set of pageants, which I really didn't know about after the Yuma pageant. Then they had a bunch of pageants up in Phoenix.
Oh, you got them ready for that.
It's good to see you. Hey, Hyundai of Yuma, they're advertisers on the show and sponsor on the show. Get over to Hyundai of Yuma, veteran-owned business on 32nd Street. Tell them Johnny said hello. Take a test drive. And America's best warranty, 5 years, 60,000 miles, 10 years. 100,000 miles on that drivetrain. But that's not the reason you buy it. You buy it because behind the wheel, it's a fun car. It fits you. It's the right thing to do. And I think the engineers out there working on reliability, of course, put a lot of attention to that. They've got the right engineers. And that just shows in their car sales. At a time when most car sales have dropped because they can't even get them. Hyundais are still, I think they're still on the increase, as well as Kia, Genesis, all those sister companies. So, Johnny, you alerted me last night. You were kind of excited when I saw you last night. There was one thing you want to talk about, like immediately, was
Alex Stovall.
Yeah. Well, James O'Keefe.
Project Veritas.
Who discovered Alex Stovall. And I had no idea what you were talking about, so slow down.
Yeah.
He said, hey, man, and I did. I watched the video on Facebook from James O'Keefe that gave the clips of this Alex Stovall. Now, he is a candidate. It's for the House or the Senate here in Arizona. It's one or the other. But
I think it's the House, but
yeah, but he's a statewide candidate here in Arizona.
The 9th district. It's saying.
And he's a man of color, and he's running as a Republican, which would have placed him like the youngest ever, for a black male to be elected, which was unique and something that he thought was an advantage.
Yes.
His candidacy, which is okay. I'm okay with all of that.
Yeah,
no problem so far. Except one of his, I think it was one, or some staff member sent something to James O'Keefe that this guy is not who he says he is. And that's what Project Veritas is all about.
That's what they're here for.
Transparency, like real journalism, which our journalists have, our journalists, especially mainstream journalists, are really about pushing a narrative for whatever the organization is.
Yeah, whatever it is. Mm-hmm.
Whatever that is. And mainstream media just, will fawn over everything that the progressives embrace. Mm-hmm. And that's the way they're been redesigned and re-imaged. James O'Keefe is that guy that wants to find the story. Kind of like the 60 Minutes used to be.
Yeah, it used to be.
It was like, there's some guy at the door named 60 Minutes. He wants to talk to you. And it's like, no! Yeah, people jumping out windows. Yeah. And fire escapes.
Now that's Project Veritas. He has that mantle.
And believe me, he is hated, sued, gone after.
The Biden administration's going after him.
Well, because they have everything to lose because they're the non-transparent organization. They have been the most secretive to where they send out directives to organizations to not talk. Mm-hmm. and they don't talk themselves. They don't cover a lot of stuff. And during press conferences, they just call on them. Biden pulls out a list. Well, I have a list here of the people I'm allowed to talk to and stuff like that. That's been and Trump would talk to everybody 24 hours a day and text at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. You know exactly what was on his mind.
Yeah.
Even at 2 o'clock in the morning.
You never had to guess.
Yeah.
With him, with Biden, everything is totally secretive, shut down, off limits, can't know. And Project Veritas pierces that. And with Trump, there were leakers everywhere. Mm-hmm. As soon as Trump said something before the conversation was over, it was already on the air. Mm-hmm. Because there were deep state or whatever. And that's been the opposite here. I mean, we know nothing. Mm-hmm. And Veritas threatens that. So, yeah, they're going after him.
Yeah, they're going after him.
But anyway, getting back to this guy in the GOP, he's really not a conservative. He admitted to his staffers that he is not. Yeah. His public images are two different things.
Yes.
I don't like that type of politics. We know it exists, that we say one thing and promise one thing to get elected, and then in reality, here's what we stand for. I want to know what they really stand for. Of course, that generally won't get them elected.
Exactly. And he knew that, and he knew playing the race card inside of the Republican Party. He stated it, that would give him an advantage because people would feel good voting for the youngest black man.
And very quickly, the progressives will call the Republican Party white supremacist and all that kind of stuff. Well, but he knew that it wasn't true. Because
he knew it wasn't true.
He knew it wasn't true. I can get in the Republican Party and trick them and make them think I'm a conservative, and I'll get elected.
Yeah, and he mentions Candace Owens.
I wouldn't even go to Christmas party with her. Mm-hmm. And that kind of stuff. Doesn't like her, but he takes money from her. Mm-hmm. I bet that money stopped.
I hope so.
Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Good morning, Russ. This is Lori.
Good morning, Lori. Good morning.
Well, I had to call because I was coming from the mall area down 16th Street last night. It was about 5:55, dark. And I was at the stoplight on Avenue B, and a guy and a lady and a little baby, they were crossing the crosswalk with a rolling suitcase. I thought, wow, that's kind of weird and late.
Yeah, it's a little far away from the airport.
Yeah, so I drove past the Jack in the Box and everything going west, and then I saw about 10 more people walking with backpacks and suitcases, nice rolling suitcases, like new. And they were men, women, children, babies.
Yeah.
And then I got down by Desert View, and I swear there had to be 30, all walking along by Picacho and Desert View School.
Right.
With backpacks and suitcases, and I didn't see no bus or nothing. They were just walking.
The Border Patrol's overwhelmed right now. They don't have enough buses, so we've got people walking to turn themselves in. They're like, well, where's the Border Patrol? And I got a call this morning about what you talk about. Flash called me this morning, and he lives out there, and he said out there on County 9 or something, he said there was a group of 50 that walked right past him, just like you described. And these people don't look destitute by any means.
No, they were dressed nice.
They look like they're on vacation.
Yes, they did. Exactly.
Yeah,
I thought, wonder where they're all coming from, but they were coming from the west. They weren't coming down there way down by the Border Patrol station. They were all just walking, like headed towards the mall.
Well, yeah, from the west, though, is where they cross over Morales Dams and stuff like that. And
my gosh.
They had 1,500 on Monday. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. I heard that.
That gets to the point where the Border Patrol cannot handle it. I mean, they can't go capture them. People were taking taxis into the Border Patrol station and turn themselves in. They were
terrible.
They were texting Uber.
Well, we're off Avenue C, and we had a catty corner from us, a Jeep stolen, and then we had a neighborhood watch email that lock your cars because their car got broke into. So it's terrible that we're having all this. I'm trying to put all the information out on Twitter and stuff that I can, let people know.
Trump was able to build a wonderful wall. I mean, I went down and watched that construction, took people down for tours and the engineering behind it and all that. Unfortunately, the Biden administration stopped it before they could get the gates put up. So even though the wall is there as a deterrent, the gates are open. I mean, and when I talk about gates, these are like 60-foot wide areas of gates, and there's quite a few of them that just weren't put in, and they're just sitting there in the dirt, not assembled, and people can just walk right through. They don't have to climb or cut or anything. They just walk right in because Biden refuses. In fact, he paid the contractors off their contract more than what the contract was worth in order to get them to not complain. In some cases, 10 times what the contract was. And then they have a do not disclose clause where they can't tell anybody. Fortunately, I talked to some contractors before they signed it. And some of them were getting 5 times, 10 times as much. So if it was a $2 million contract, they'd pay him $10 to $20 million to say that the contract was finished. And they didn't have to do the work. They just collected money.
Well, hopefully we're going to get this stopped fast. I don't know.
There's only one way to stop it, Lori, and that is somebody else at the helm. Unfortunately, This is the administration direction is to overwhelm everything, to destroy everything, and build back better.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I send out messages to the GOP and the Senate and the House of Reps and contact them, and I tell them they've got to stand strong and they got to fight hard because
Absolutely.
they're just letting them destroy it. So I just wanted to call and let you know. I think it's horrible.
Don't you have someone?
It's overwhelming.
Don't you have someone to say good morning to?
Good morning.
Yeah, to your husband.
Good morning, Flash.
No, to your husband or anything, or nobody.
Good morning, Mike.
There you go. There you go. We'll see.
All right.
Thank you, man. Bye-bye.
Bye, Russ.
All right. We'll be right back. AM 560 KBLU.
Quick shot of some rain tonight, then some cooler weather as we head into the weekend. Today's a mild day. Breezy, 72. Scattered light showers this evening. Tomorrow, sunny, 67 the high. There is a lot of confusion about COVID-19, but one thing we know for sure, vaccines aren't enough. Check for fever, COVID's #1 symptom with the Exergen temporal scanner, and learn more at Exergen.com. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith from the Weather Channel.
In today's Farm and Ranch headlines from AgNet West, the Animal Agriculture Alliance has made the recordings from its most recent summit available online. More details after this.
First tattoo, huh?
Yep, I wanted to read tough on psyllids, easy on bees.
What's the story behind that?
Well, on my orchard, I use this powerful stuff from BASF called Safina Inscalis Insecticide.
Sorry, it's gonna sting. So, Safina Insecticide?
It's strong on psyllids and quickly limits HLB spread, but gentle on bees.
Gentle on bees?
Yeah, they're the bee's knees. Be strong and gentle with Safina Insecticide. Always read and follow label directions.
AgNet West Radio Network, your trusted agriculture news provider for the state of Arizona. Stay up to date with accurate local and national agriculture news on this station or by visiting us online at agnetwest.com. Get even more connected by following us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter by searching at AgNet West, and our team of Brian German at Brian German AgNet West and Daniel Leal with at D Leal AgNet West. Recordings from the Animal Agriculture Alliance's 2021 Virtual Summit are now available for public viewing. The 2021 event themed Obstacles to Opportunities was the largest to date with nearly 600 registered attendees who tuned in. The presentation topics included repositioning animal protein on the plate, changing the narrative of animal agriculture, offering new options to consumers, creating opportunities to elevate farmer voices, and the implications and possibilities for America's changing palate. The 2022 summit is set for May 11th and 12th in Kansas City with a theme of Come Together for Animal Ag. Be informed, be ready, be here. More details on the virtual offerings from the recent summit or information about next year's event is available at animalagalliance.org. I'm Brian German for AgNet West Radio Network.
You better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you what.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you, and Johnny's in studio.
Good morning.
So, before the phone call was Alex, and we were talking about Alex Stovall. You don't want him elected.
Yeah, well, go ahead and have those beliefs, have those viewpoints, but just run in the party that it's consistent with.
Well, no. The party, if you're going to run Republican, that's fine. But don't lie to us to get elected and then be something totally different. Like, you're going to be a Liz Cheney on me? you're going to get elected and be Liz Cheney. Just tell me that. Of course, he knows it would kill him, so he has to lie about who he is.
Yeah, he has to lie. And then what happens is, as soon as he gets in, he votes along the other party lines and makes things difficult.
And he's Liz Cheney. Yeah, exactly right. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Russ and Johnny. How are you doing?
We're doing well. Good morning.
Well, we're getting a nice evening, morning, aren't we?
It is nice out there. It's not even a jacket right now. It's just nice. Yeah.
It's a sweatshirt anyway.
Yeah.
But I want to throw my 2 cents in here for right now. It looks like to me the communists are taking over the Democrat Party. And all we can do is say, you guys should do that. Nobody's really standing up to do it.
Right.
Now, if a Republican was over in China trying to make a capitalist society, chop their heads off. That's simple.
Yeah.
So,
they're kind of tough. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now, is that really the people in the United States, is that kind of life they really want to have?
Yeah.
Because you sure in every place it works.
Yeah.
Look what it did to Vietnam.
But
I know I was there.
Yes, you were. Thank you for your service. But we got guys like Alex Jones running right now in the Republican Party to get in and bring progressive ideals that are communist ideals, stealthily into it. And we need to expose those. And hopefully we get more James O'Keefes out there that help us in doing that.
Yeah. I think there's right in the blue right now, there's a big debate coming to Yuma on all of our top leaders of our state. I don't know much about it yet, but I think it's mostly going to be for PCs, and that is precinct committeemen.
Right.
And the precinct committeeman is one of the easiest ways for we, the people, to straighten around our government, because that gives us a little more bite.
Absolutely. And that's what we need. We need more of those.
If you're just a citizen of our great city of Yuma, you only have bitching rights. Now, if you're a precinct committeeman, you have some rights that can change things.
Yes.
That's the difference.
You have more influence, for sure.
Well, that might be the right word. I'll tell you what, anybody that thinks it's great, and I would like to have somebody come on the show and talk to me about how great it is to be flooding our country with illegal aliens, when Russ Clark and Carl Kaiser cannot walk across that border. They got to go through the port of entry.
Right, and we should have one rule for everybody. That's kind of like how we're founded, that nobody's above the law, except, we have a lot of exceptions now, and we need to eliminate those. Put the blinders back on Lady Justice.
Yes, come on.
Yep.
We need, in our beautiful game of Monopoly we got going in our country, the banker's cheating, and we got to stop the banker from cheating.
There we go. All right, buddy.
Have a good day, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Carl, my friend Carl, not even Wednesday. He calls almost every day. Hey, working from home has become a big deal, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, a lot more people are doing that. But particularly big cities and things like that. And there's been, I can't remember what company it was. It was a company that they got noted for having a mass firing through Skype.
Yeah, it was something to do with real estate and mortgage company or something.
Yeah, what they did is all these employees were working from home. Mm-hmm. But working from home, there was a way to monitor through the Skype and interactions and phone calls and all of that, like productivity. What they found in checking the productivity, a lot of these people weren't really working. They were working from home but not working. Mm-hmm. So there was a mass,
900 people.
Was it 900 at one
900.
time? Do you agree with that, the way it was done?
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't care. We suggested that it was rude. They should have invited them in.
Yeah,
drive in downtown so you can fire them one at a time and not make it so...
You got hired over to the internet probably, so you get fired over it. I don't care.
Yeah, you know what? It's COVID. You know, we don't want I did have a problem with it when it was done. But Kevin McCarthy, the House Republican leader, is demanding answers from the Biden administration on how many federal employees are actually showing up for work amongst their work for home policies. Now, if private enterprise is doing it, and they found out that there was a lot of cheating and a lot of I'm not working type stuff going on, these government jobs and bureaucracies where you give them to your friends.
Yeah.
You think there might be some?
Oh, for sure.
Well, McCarthy was on Ingram Angle on Wednesday night, and he says, my letter today to the Biden administration is asking just that. How many people are telecommunicating, or how many people are actually working? Because it's not working for the American public. Let me give you an example. In the VA, there were more than 256,000 veteran benefit claims. Think about that. That are backlogged. That's how many backlogged. And the IRS in a recent report showed they only answer the phone 14% of the time. So you got all these people working. How many are really working?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What motivation is there? What do they have a time clock? Do they have people checking them like that other company that say, wait a minute, you're at home working, but the statistics show you're not answering the phone.
You're not doing it.
That's right. But you got the White House bragging about the federal workforce, and 92% have had one dosage of the vaccine. So if they've been vaccinated, why can't they get back to work?
Well, I think this whole administration is about not working. It's just par for the course.
So let's pay you anyway.
Yeah.
Because you deserve a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
We've just shown that the Democrats aren't working and their policies are not.
Yep.
And it's not in the workforce of the federal government. It's happening in the Democratic caucus themselves.
Yeah, par for the course, yeah.
Damning from Kevin McCarthy. But I believe it. And the IRS only answers the phone 14% of the time. That's probably true, and then you're on hold for an hour.
It was horrible.
You're going to get misinformation. They give out bad information. Mm-hmm. Well, over the years, that gets fact-checked where people will call the IRS just to see if they answer right. Because the rule book is taller than my desk. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a tough job, and who knows who's got the position to answer the phone and give the answers. Don't know, but I don't think the work from home is working.
Yeah.
Not in most cases.
Yeah.
And I think that's becoming more evident that, people are
there's definitely a way to game the system, and I would suspect within this administration there's probably a good number of people that are doing that currently.
Yeah. Now, the Biden administration wants to track guys by putting cameras in the cars and checking our mileage, put GPS to so we can bill us by miles and all that stuff. We'll put cameras in the houses of all federal workers to see if they're actually doing something.
Right.
I don't think it's going to happen. No, they'll find an objection to that, I'm sure. The Senate votes to repeal the Biden vaccine mandate for businesses. Did you see that?
Yeah, it passed the Senate, right?
Yeah, it's not going to go anywhere.
Because of the House.
Well, Pelosi's not going to hear it, but it's interesting. I'll tell you why. Let me take a phone call. You're on the air.
Morning, gentlemen.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
You were talking about how the 250,000 VA benefits they're just talking about travel benefits.
Oh, I didn't know
a month.
I didn't know what they were talking about, but they showed that it just says 256 that are backlogged.
Yeah, it used to be when you got your travel benefits for going back and forth to the hospital, 5 business days, all electronic. Now it's taking over 30 days. Now, for somebody as broke as I am, it cost me $200 a trip to go over there, and I have to wait 30 days at 19% interest on my one-time credit card I have.
Yeah.
It kills you. It used to be you got paid that day when you went over there. They had 2 cashiers, and there was never a problem. They still had the same amount of people working in there, but the job's not getting done. And I think the whole thing is trying to deter veterans from getting help.
Well, they got to divert that money to the people coming across the border illegally. Can't pay veterans.
Well, I'm sure. So what?
You guys suck it off the system.
Across the border?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, I don't speak good enough Spanish to get away with it, I don't think.
Well, I don't think you could walk that far anyway.
No, I probably could.
Anyway,
that's just my thought for the day is because they're making it harder and harder. I know that when I applied for my disabilities benefits, it took over a year.
Yeah.
And you had to fight for it. And Mike out of AMVETS was the guy that fought for me.
Right.
And like I say, I'm still fighting for the rest of my benefits, and I'll probably never see them before I die.
Yeah, but maybe we'll see them then. Who knows?
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Andy, I appreciate it. I know how hard you've been fighting to make sure that they just give you what was promised when you were in the service.
We made a deal. We signed a contract. Yeah. They're not upholding their end.
No.
I mean, this has been going on too long, Russ.
Yeah, but as a private business, I could say, look, I'm backlogged. I can't send you a check for 2 months for my taxes. There'd be people at the door, buddy. They would accept it from us.
They would come lock you up. No, they would lock you up and do it in a very public place. They'd call the news and say, "Oh, we're going to go arrest Russ Clark."
As long as I get free.
And the cameras would be there.
Do I get free meals while I'm doing
I think they say it's 3 hots and a cot, but don't believe them.
All right. Okay. Might be more comfortable. All right, buddy. Thanks. And that of course, was Andy. Mm-hmm. We've known for a long time. Yeah, he's like all of them. He struggled. But he's persistent. He won't take no. I mean, he will, but he'll just keep coming back and have you tell him no every day.
Yeah.
So he's fought hard for the benefits that were promised, and that's the way it goes. But then the government have these programs out there that they go out and advertise to please come in and get benefits. And for illegals, too, there's a lot of advertising overseas. That's done through GMOs, non-government operations, and they get grants and stuff on how to come in the country and all that. But these guys get instant gratification. Mm-hmm. And the VA and the veterans, a lot of them, they've highlighted some of the homeless veterans and stuff that can't get assistance, and that it's backlogged, they can't get anything. But there's no backlog when it comes to illegal immigrants.
No, they got a smooth operating machine with immigrants and their GMOs.
Hotels and plane rides and buses, you name it. But and the money flows in. But they can't do the same thing for the veterans. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot less veterans than there are illegals. Mm-hmm. Well, we figure we're getting over 200,000 a month documented coming into the country.
It's what they want to promote, and right now that's what they want to promote. That's where they're putting their focus on.
That's why the borders are cramped. I mean, if they told the VA that your benefits are available, all you have to do is get to Tucson, there'd be as many people with new luggage running around there. We'll be right back. AM 560 KVOU.
Spectrum Mobile is reinventing wireless again. Get unlimited on 2+ lines for $29.99 a month per line. No contracts, no added taxes or fees. Includes nationwide 5G. Save up to 60% with Spectrum Mobile. Get unlimited on 2+ lines for $29.99 a month. Call 855-438-2999 or visit a store near you.
Offer valid for new customers on 2+ unlimited lines. Spectrum Internet required. Savings based on 2-line comparison of unlimited plans among major national carriers as of 9/20/21. Prepaid excluded. Restrictions apply.
Are you struggling to find quality employees? Tired of placing the same old Sunday classifieds or getting lost in the online job boards and getting the same results? Then you need to call us today at 344-4980 and put radio to work for you. It's fast. Place an ad today and have it on air tomorrow. Whether you're looking for hourly workers or to fill highly specified job descriptions, placing an ad on radio will help you fill these positions quickly. Call 344-4980 today and put radio recruitment to work for you. Derek Egeberg, branch manager with Academy Mortgage here, NMLS number 180899 with Academy Mortgage, inspiring hope, delivering dreams, and building prosperity. Where we help individuals and families build a foundation for their future by providing opportunities to obtain home ownership through unique products and services. Academy Mortgage is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 3113, Arizona license number 0904081.
This is my answer.
Truckmates, Yuma's Fix Up Your Pickup Truck Store. It's Yuma's home for snug top shells and lids. Snug Top, designed and manufactured to the highest standard. Industry-leading quality and trend-setting design that protect and complement your vehicle. That's Snug Top. Truckmates is also your Line-X spray and bed liner dealer. Line-X, number 1 in America for spray and bed liners. Nationwide warranty coverage is now available and installed by Yuma's most experienced spray-on team at Truckmates. So protect your vehicle inside and out with Linex spray and bed
Straight up
liners
mobile
and
homes, you know,
snug top
certified
shelves
in
and
all of them.
lids at Truckmates. Truckmates is also your home for BDS suspensions, the
I use
highest
that a lot
quality
through
aftermarket
jobs,
suspension lift
October,
kits,
and,
leveling kits, and accessories
awesome.
for 4x4 off-road
They won't
truck
stay
and Jeep
that way. They're
enthusiasts. And
pretty
BDS
soon
suspensions are backed by the
40s and shit.
best lifetime warranty in the industry. BDS suspensions, Linex spray and bed
usually
liners,
they're good
and
after lunch.
snug top shelves and lids at
But he does
Truckmates
this-
in its
he
brand
thinks
new
he does
building,
that.
same location, 32nd Street next to
Especially when he's
Lowe's.
working high.
United Toyota has the gift that keeps giving, with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles arriving weekly and ready to go to a good home. Sedans, trucks, SUVs, all with special holiday pricing. Visit UnitedToyotaImperial.com today.
The way we use electricity and the way we get charged is changing and will continue to change. That's why I love talking about my Rheem heat pumps and air conditioners. The new Rheem equipment are built with electrical demand in mind, in ACs, heat pumps, and furnaces. If you're in the market for a new AC or heat pump, call Air Central Heating and Cooling, your local Rheem dealer.
Give Air Central a call, or just log on to acuba.com.
So this is Christmas. What have you done? Another year over, and you won't just begun.
AM 560 KBL. You, Russ Clark, back with you. It's Thursday morning, 6:35. Johnny's in studio.
Yes, sir.
We talked a little bit about the Senate voted to repeal Biden's federal vaccine mandate.
Vaccine mandate, yeah.
For businesses, and that was something they really fought to stop, and it's not going to go anywhere. In other words, it's not going to be repealed because it's not going to get to the House. It's not going to get signed by Biden.
Look. You want to be on record that you are on the right side of history, regardless of where it goes.
Right.
Regardless,
absolutely. The final vote was 52-48 because Joe Manchin and John Tester, Democrats, came over and did that. Which is going to infuriate the Democrats because it's a sign of weakness. We don't have control. We don't have a mandate, which they don't have a mandate, although they act like it, and they're not. They're doing everything into the progressive, far left progressive agenda, even though that's not what Biden ran as a moderate. Experience, moderate. I'm going to bring sense and sensibility and unity.
Unity, yeah. They said it was going to bring unity back.
I don't see it yet.
No, well, yeah, you're not going to.
There's been more divisiveness than I've saw under Trump ever.
He just doesn't
He just doesn't tweet at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, there you go.
But Senator Mike Braun, a Republican, sponsored the resolution and all that. And it was good for him. And he talks about the whole mandate that it's got Main Street America scared. They're worried about, what does it mean on other issues? Anybody who thinks it's a good idea, imagine next time it happens when you're on the wrong side of whatever Merritt's case would be, whatever. And they don't seem to care. Biden says, I'm not here to win polls.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Yeah, he doesn't care because
he doesn't care. They think they got a solution to the voting.
Right?
Yeah. We don't care about voting. We care about who's counting.
Mm-hmm. It's all about who's counting.
In fact, and that's part of that whole infrastructure bill is to change the way votes are administered and done. They want to make everybody California, vote harvesting will become legal across the whole nation. People who run around with votes in their trunk.
Yep.
You can register the same day as the vote.
Yep. They're doing everything
you can to confuse and make it impossible to give any kind of security to the voting system, and they think that'll benefit them, and they're probably right.
No, they are right. They're the party of chaos.
Yeah, and there's more chaos, the more chance that while you're busy trying to figure it all out, we've already won the vote.
Because it's in politics anyway. You learn that you as long as you can muddy the waters long enough, right, and kind of pull the wool, it doesn't matter because then it's like, well, now it's old news. Who cares about the vote? Whatever. Let's just move forward.
Same with the audits going on in 2016. Well, that's a long time ago.
Exactly. That's a long time ago.
What's important is that we find out, was there integrity? Was there voter integrity? Did we get it right? And if not, what do we got to do to fix it? That's what's important with the whole audit, for sure. That's the most important to me, that they find the holes and they find out. And we've got so many things that have come forward, even in the Arizona audit, about the number of votes that were brought in that weren't registered. We got more votes than were registered people to vote and stuff, and they don't match up.
Yeah.
Then the number, it's easy to get two numbers. One number is total number of votes. We got those, right? We get those total number of votes. We have to just know who won. We also have a total number of people who voted. They should match, right? They don't.
Yeah, and then earlier we were talking about Alex Stoll, and he even admitted on there that he's like, yes, I do believe there was fraud. He said it.
But he also said off camera, but it wasn't enough for the Trump thing. And
it wasn't enough to overturn it, but there's definitely.
But he won't say that publicly.
Yeah.
He's a total fake. He's doing what the people have told him to say. He's just puppeting an ideal he doesn't believe in. And that's nobody that needs to be elected.
Well, for sure. Yeah, no.
I would fight against that. Yeah. And I don't know who the opponents are, but I would fight against that.
Yeah, we got to look at who's the opponents in the 9th district. But I just brought it up just because he even. But back to this vaccine mandate that the Senate passed to overturn. I think that's great. You do it. You fight. You continue to fight for what you believe in, and they will come out on the right side of history when this thing is all said and done.
Well, the federal judges have all agreed with them too. Mm-hmm. And we got some more stories on the federal judge out of Georgia that just recently overturned what he had to say, and we'll get to that. But here's what Chuck Schumer said, Democrat, out of New York and majority leader of the Senate. He said, some of the anti-vaxxers here in this chamber remind me of what happened 400 years ago when people were clinging to the fact that the sun revolved around the earth. They just didn't believe science. Or 500 years ago when they were sure the earth was flat. So Schumer's anybody disagrees with Schumer as a flat earther.
And an anti-vaxxer.
And an anti-vaxxer, they're all the same. They're all the same problem with him. Look, the anti-vaxxers, the ones I know, what they want is the truth, and that's what we're not getting. We can't know the formula for 50 years.
No. Did you see it? 75 years.
75 years.
They bumped it up.
That's what they're asking for. Cover this up for 75 years. We can't let anybody know what we're doing.
They bumped it up.
And then the Freedom of Information Act is asking for it. And they say that we don't have enough staff to copy the pages.
Process all the paperwork.
Because there's 86,000 pages. The most we could do is 500 a day, which would be 30-some years to copy it. Well, they wrote it in 109 days.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Yeah, in 109 days we had a vaccine from scratch.
Yeah.
Okay?
Give us that.
Now they're saying, so we're filled with liars. There's no way we can get it done. But yet, at the drop of a hat, they can write a bill for that big. They can do whatever. We just can't read it for 30 years.
Yeah.
The whole thing makes no sense. So the anti-vaxxers, as Chuck would like to label them, are people that want information that can't get it because it's unavailable. We're not telling the truth. We're not telling the truth from the CDC. The CDC's keeping record of the problems with the vaccine, but it's not readily available. Mm-hmm. It's hard to get. You have to know the way into the back door into the CDC to bring them up. When you pop it up, they'll tell you how to process a claim of whatever, but it won't give you the results like the front page. You pick up any paper, you're going to get how many people died of COVID, how much of a problem it is, and all that. You just can't get the backstory. Mm-hmm. It's not easy. It is somewhat available. I can't get it. And I talked to Dr. J the other day, who's our virologist yesterday. And I told him some of the CDC finally released some records on how many people died in 2020 versus 2019. It was only 56,000 more. So how did 360,000 people die of COVID?
Yeah.
And we only had 56,000 more. And it was a normal percentage increase from prior years. Mm-hmm. It was not a big increase.
Yeah.
It was 2.2%, which is an average.
There's footage of Fauci from 2019 before this all happened on C-SPAN, him being interviewed, hoping that something would happen. He wanted something to happen so they could release this new technology, this new mRNA technology they have.
And more of those reports are coming out on how this was already planned.
It's been planned.
Yeah. And the CDC, and I talked about this report, and Dr. J says, I can't find that. Can you send it to me? And he's in the business. Mm-hmm. He couldn't find it. But this is CDC reports that I happened to get because I stumbled into a back area. But it's not going to be the front page, and if you Google it, you can't get it. If you go to CDC and search it, you don't get it unless you know the exact wording and put everything out. And you know, the algorithms are not going to take you to it.
Yeah, just the same way with the NIH and figuring out when people were wondering why stuff was magnetic, why at the ejection site they could put something that's normally magnetic and stick. People were like, why is this happening? I have no idea. And it was like, oh, it's a fluke, it's fake, it's this and that. Well, no, if you go and you read on their website, there's actually, they put magnetic particles within the vaccine.
If you can find it.
Yeah, if you can find it, but most people can't find it.
Because they don't know the wording, and it's not going to just pop up.
It's not going to just pop up. So I did my research, and I was like, oh, no, they put magnetic stuff in the vaccine.
But
for perfect.
It takes forever to find it. You step on to somebody that found it before is what I did. And then he pointed the way to actually put in the right words to get it.
Yeah.
And then those are probably blocked on Google by now.
Probably.
You know, because it's misinformation. Even though it's CDC reports. But they make it say, well, it's been out there, but it has been, but nobody can see it, and nobody's reporting on it. How many people have died of the vaccine, do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know the current numbers, but they were up to 8,000 at one time, and probably more now. But the adverse effects, they're not front page, and there's been more adverse effects to this vaccine than all the vaccine in history combined.
Yeah.
Think about that.
You know, and I don't know what it is with all these soccer players that are dropping off on the soccer field. You know, I think there's up to like over 100 now that are dropping. I know some people here locally that got the vaccine.
Jennifer Blackwell's thing went kind of public, didn't it? Was it? You saw a copy of that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Where her son dropped?
Her son dropped.
From some kind of seizure? Is he okay?
I believe he's okay. Yeah, I believe he's okay. She said that.
But she was saying audibly, he just had the vaccine.
Yeah, so if anybody doesn't know what happened, so the way it happened, he was filming the live on Facebook, like how we're on live on Facebook, but they're old school, they use the camera from the phone. He was filming it. It looks like he set it down or something, and then collapsed and had a seizure. There was something like that, and you just hear the fright in this, you know, poor Jennifer. She's a sweet woman.
Well, she's a mom.
She's a mom, and she saw her son in this epileptic fit, and the doctors asked that, hey, is this new? She said, yes, this is new. This has never happened before. Has anything changed? He just got his booster shot and his flu vaccine yesterday. So she knew automatically, though, she was able to put two and two together within that moment of panic to say, hey, this is what happened. This is the only thing that's changed. Now,
is she an anti-vaxxer now, or do you know?
I don't know. I haven't talked to Jennifer in a while, but I would hope that it would at least raise some questions, because that segment she was doing was on, like, basically it almost seemed like, why should we be afraid of this? What should we? And the doctors were going on about the variants and
how good the vaccine is, and then all of a sudden it collapsed, huh?
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
That is so here's the thing. You got to do your research, but I know people here locally that some nurses at the hospital that are able to check these things. They got the vaccine because it was about to be a mandate for them at the hospital, so they ended up caving under pressure, not wanting to. And there's a few of them that have a resting heartbeat of 160 beats per minute.
No.
Yes.
Marathon runners don't have that.
Yeah, so they're freaking out. Some of these nurses that are checking their heartbeats, and they're having heart issues.
Well, and those are permanent. If you get a heart issue, you're going to have that. It's yours.
Some I've read that it goes away, but I know we talked to Dr. J.
Dr. J said that.
Dr. J said it's different.
Yeah, that's going to haunt you.
That's going to haunt you.
Go away. You know, so we don't really know. Even Dr. J doesn't know, and that's what he does for a living.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so hard to get that information. It's pulling teeth to get that. And there was a report on Fox News the other day with a doctor that said to fill out the adverse effect report was like 20 minutes. So a lot of doctors are skipping it because no one's reading them anyway.
Yeah.
So there's probably more out there. Anecdotally, that's what this doctor was saying. That, you know, he filled out one. It was 20-some minutes. He ain't got time for that. So they just stopped doing it.
Yeah, it's sad, and just to see that old footage of Fauci saying that he wishes something like this would happen, and then the guy next to him on the footage, if you see this footage, the guy next to him said, "We already have a plan. We have it to where you could have a 3D printer at your house." This is what he said on C-SPAN: 3D printer of your house. You can print the vaccine at your house, and you can apply it to your hand.
What?
Yes, I'll show you the video.
You have the chemicals at your house, a little mix for
He said that's what he said. You could just have it right at your house and then apply it. Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how it works, but this is he's talking about the technology.
He's not going to make the vaccine out of ink.
I don't know. I don't know much about this. How
there's more to it than that.
He was sitting next to Fauci, and that's what he said. So. But Fauci was excited to bring this technology to bear. And I understand, right? If you're part of this movement, you're part of this thing, you want to bring this stuff and bring it to life. And
we talked about the judges overruling a lot of the mandates. One of the mandates that was overruled, and I found it interesting at the time, was religious exemptions. That there was a sued because they weren't allowing religious exemptions. Mm-hmm. And, of course, the people asking for religious exemptions won the thing. And the reason they won, and what the doctor put,
the judge
put is that, look, you already give an exemption for pregnant women, so you can't exclude the other one. So you can't. You didn't say everybody regardless until it just came to religious. Like, we can't give religious because we have to have everybody vaccinated except pregnant people. Mm-hmm. So since you've already given an exemption, you got to give an exemption here too. And that was the deal. Now, there's been a lot of anecdotal, and I haven't seen any studies on this, that it has caused abortions type, like an abortion thing.
Yeah, like an abortion. Yeah, babies.
But I don't know any information. I don't know.
Well, because you can't find it, and as soon as it goes up, like on YouTube or stuff, they immediately take it down.
There have been people complaining about it, that they were having a healthy baby, took the shot, and the baby died.
Yeah, and that stuff gets...
And then it gets taken down. But in this one mandate, at that state, they said, well, the mothers are exempted, but not religion. And that's why it got thrown out. So why are they exempting pregnant mothers if it's safe?
They know it's not safe. I want to bring one thing up about the religious exemption. So my brother-in-law works at AWC, and for some reason, they're going forward with the mandate. Despite these things getting shut down and shut out, they're going to go forward with the mandate and make everybody get it. Now, he's going to file for a religious exemption, but he's tired of being treated like a second-class citizen and being discriminated against. Yeah. And because they're going to make him, if he gets it, pay out of his own pocket to get tested every week. He's like, no, like, he's a great worker. He's a very hard worker. He's been over there for years.
Just punishment.
And exactly, they're just punishing him. He said, this is what he said. If I get the vaccine and I could still give it to somebody, what's the difference of somebody that doesn't have the vaccine and still gives it to somebody? Why would I be treated, why would somebody be treated different? It does not make sense. You can still get the virus.
But that's going to go to court, and the judge is going to agree with him.
Yeah, I think if the judge is sane, for sure.
So it's just a punishment. And I talked to Dr. J about this vaccine thing, and he's not anti-vaccine by any means.
Good.
He doesn't want to get into his kids or all that. He doesn't want to do it. But he thinks it needs to be reworked, or some work that needs to be done to it. He doesn't believe that there's any way to eliminate the virus. The virus is here, like the flu. It's here. And the whole thing about this Omicron being the third is a lie. He said he laughed at him when he saw the breakdown. Because it's got 26 proteins that are different, but normally every variant only has 1 to 2 protein changes. So this one has to be like the 20th
20th strain, the variant.
We just haven't caught all the others.
Oh. So it's the third one in our psyche.
It's the third one in our psyche. But he says it's not the third one.
Yeah.
Because it's 26 protein changes from the original. And every variant's only going to have 1 or 2 protein changes. This one's got 26. It's not the third one. We just haven't caught them. We haven't seen them.
But it doesn't matter to their narrative.
But it's normal.
Yeah.
And these things are already out there. People have gotten it. They've burned through them or whatever. And this is just another one. Then they just have to catch this one. And it's probably been out there for a long time.
Yeah.
So, and there's probably many more after it already. And he just says, look, I'm in a place that we've all studied viruses forever. We all know the answers. But even where he is, people still put the blinders on. Even the doctors that know the truth.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Look, I got to mention this also. Look, the coronavirus or whatever, COVID, this stuff is real. You got to take care of yourself. You got to be healthy. If you don't want to get the vaccine, strengthen your immune system. Do what you got to do. I have
eat right, get some sleep. Find that out. That information is readily available.
I have a really good friend that's in the hospital. Plus, my cousin's husband's in the hospital. They're both in their 30s. And they're pretty sick.
But vitamin D is crucial, and most people walking around with vitamin D deficient. And it's a cheap thing. Go to the hardware store or to the grocery store, get some vitamin D.
Or you just walk outside between there's an app you can get on your phone.
But nobody's got to get enough sun.
No, there's an app you can get on your phone that tells you exactly when the sun is perfect for vitamin D.
I can get an app to lose 50 pounds, but it's ain't going to happen.
I'm just saying,
the pill.
But
it's $5 a year.
I'm saying you can take the pill, but I'm saying you can also go outside. There's things you could do. You should have your medicine cabinet full of these things. The frontline doctors offer.
Right. But go outside, with no clothes because it's more skin exposure. We'll be right back.
I'm going to do it.
560 KBLU.
Ed Whitehead's Tire Pros have been serving Arizona for over 20 years. Dune season is here, so ask about specialty tires for your toys. We also do alignments, brakes, oil changes, AC work, inspections, preventive maintenance, and more. Get your tires at any of our 4 Ed Whitehead's Tire Pros locations. Or use the Tire Finder online at edwhiteheadstirepros.com. Choose the perfect tire and make your appointment today. We also have free pickup and drop-off for your hassle-free experience guaranteed. Ed Whitehead's Tire Pros. Yeah, we got tires for that.
Listen right here on 560 AM KBOU from 8 to 9 a.m. every Monday morning to Life, Death, and the Law, where Sean Garner and Adam Hansen discuss estate planning options. Spend Monday mornings 8 to 9 a.m. with Sean and Adam from Deason, Garner, and Hansen, and learn how you can plan your estate using a will or a trust to protect your family and secure your legacy. That's Life, Death, and the Law every Monday morning from 8 to 9, right here on 560 AM KBOU.
Arizona Marketplace is open Thursday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's the largest and best outdoor market in Yuma County. Looking for unique items? Arizona Marketplace is your place in Yuma County. Christmas is approaching fast, and Arizona Marketplace has that unique item you're looking for. Of course, it's an experience you want to share with the whole family. It's outdoors, but completely shaded with daily entertainment and food vendors. Come explore the many vendors of Yuma's best Arizona Marketplace, 3351 South Avenue 4E.
Play at Kokopah Casino and Resort in December and see if you are naughty or nice. One winner every half hour has a chance to take home up to $3,500 in rewards play or cold hard cash. Fly-ins are every Sunday and Wednesday from 4 to 9 p.m. Earn entries daily by playing your favorite slots or table games with your rewards card. Get a little naughty or a little nice every Wednesday and Sunday in December at Kokopah. See the rewards club for details. We love our locals at Kokopah Casino, South Highway 95 in Somerton.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug. It's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart, or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Well, it sure is chilly out tonight.
Yeah, but it sure is warm by this fire.
I really can't stay.
Outside.
Gotta go away.
Outside.
This evening has been so very nice.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you. You know, it's Christmas music, Johnny.
Nice.
That's the song that they came out a year or two ago, so it was date rape song.
Yeah, little date rapey.
Yeah, what was it? Written in the 30s or 40s, kind of a classic. They tried to get it eliminated, it didn't work. You know, the cancel culture.
They wanted the radio station to stop playing it.
Why don't they go after the songs that say like Cop Killer or something?
No, those are great sons. That's why.
Cop Killer and stuff. You know?
But yeah, they go after stuff that have to do with our values, right? Because if you learn, look at anything, how the communists take over, you destroy your morals and your values. That's one of the first things. You got to destroy the morals and the values of the person or the group that you're trying to conquer.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
See, Bill wrote me that 500 years ago, Earth center of solar system was the current science. And science is the truth to be uncovered. But we're not doing the truth to be uncovered. We can't talk about it. Science been decided you can't talk about it. And that's been the whole climate change started that with Al Gore and stuff like, oh, nope. This and now Fauci is the science.
Yeah, that's what he said that multiple times now.
But I'm the power, Johnny.
Yeah, you are the power of Grayskull. Yeah. So that's you trump that.
So that's his new pronoun.
Is science?
Yes.
That's
you are the science, Fauci.
Yeah, he said that he's upset or he's worried that the reason why these people are coming against him, these Republicans, is because he represents science, and that's scary.
From the 1 hour air conditioning and heating studio, this is News Talk 560 KBLU, Yuma.
A fond farewell. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Bob Dole will get that this morning when his casket arrives this hour, where he served for decades at the U.S. Capitol. Fox's Jared Halpern is there live.
President Biden and congressional leaders will speak at a ceremony here honoring the late Kansas Republican Senator Bob Dole.
He was a person who taught everyone here about dignity, duty, integrity.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi joining bipartisan praise for the former senator. Dole died earlier this week at the age of 98. For more than a decade, he led the Senate Republicans. He was the party's nominee for president in 1996. Before serving in Congress, Dole was a war hero severely injured by German fire in World War II. Jared, before going to the Capitol, the president holding a virtual gathering with dozens of world leaders, a summit for democracy.
For all of our countries to follow through on our commitments and report back next year on the progress we've made.
There was another drop in unemployment last week. Fox Business Network Cheryl Casoni.
184,000 initial claims. That is better than expectations, and it's also a new pandemic low.
Not just a pandemic low, the fewest in 52 years. Senate Republicans, joined by 2 Democrats, approved a resolution opposing the president's COVID vaccine mandate on workers at larger private companies. Minority Leader Mitch McConnell.
President Biden said, sir, private sector vaccine mandate is blatant overreach.
Democrat-led House, though, may not even consider it. That mandate is already blocked in court. 200 million people across America are now fully vaccinated, and almost a quarter of them have also had their booster shots. The FDA has approved the new treatment for those the COVID vaccine isn't good for.
AstraZeneca's antibody cocktail is meant for people with compromised immune systems, like cancer patients and organ transplant recipients, or those who had severe allergic reactions to vaccines. Unlike other antibody drugs for treating COVID-19, AstraZeneca's is used for long-term prevention against infection.
Fox's Steve Rappaport. America's listening to Fox News.
More than 1 in 3 people will face cancer in their lifetime. Unfortunately, fear can stop you from getting your cancer screening, but it won't stop cancer. Early detection can save your life. Don't wait for symptoms to appear to act. Cancer screening is safe, effective, and accessible for everyone, including free or low-cost screening programs. Go to cancerscreeninfo.com right now for free screening resources and recommendations from the American Cancer Society. Don't wait. Early detection can save your life. Go to cancerscreeninfo.com today. cancerscreeninfo.com.
Hey parents, here's some good news for America's future. Kids ages 5 to 11 are now eligible for a COVID vaccine. That means all those future CEOs and artists, the world-class chefs and the sports stars, the engineers and the innovators, they're all eligible for a vaccine that can help protect their future. And it's specifically formulated just for them. Find vaccines near you at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Here's the news in 60 seconds, YumaDailyNews.com.
The Remain in Mexico policy has been reinstated, causing migrants to rush the Yuma border. The county sheriff's office has shown video of crowds of immigrants approaching the U.S. border wall over last weekend. Sheriff Wilmot says some 4,000 migrants are still waiting to be processed. More info on the website. Here's an awesome student spotlight. An NAU student named Eduardo Moreno from Yuma has overcome great challenges to pursue his healthcare career as a nurse. His first semester, his grandma died sadly. Then in his second semester, the pandemic took the driver's seat. And then in his third semester, he was sitting in the hospital to get his appendix removed. Read more on his specific journey, YumaDailyNews.com. As a reminder, the Yuma County Library District has launched a food drive this week to benefit food banks and assistance agencies all over Yuma County. You can get more info on our website. Get more local news at YumaDailyNews.com. I'm Andrew Caravella. PhD Professional Home Doctor.
When it rains, it pours. And when it pours through a leak or a pipe break, it means water damage to your home. Choking mold can result, not to mention the mess. Hi, it's Mike Miller from PhD. If you experience flood or water damage, you need to act quickly. With 24-hour emergency service, trust PhD, the professional home doctors, to return your home to its pre-loss condition. PhD, Professional Home Doctors, 341-911-1.
Play at Kokopah Casino and Resort in December and see if you are naughty or nice. One winner every half hour has a chance to take home up to $3,500 in rewards play or cold hard cash. Drawings are every Sunday and Wednesday from 4 to 9 p.m. Earn entries daily by playing your favorite slots or table games with your rewards card. Get a little naughty or a little nice every Wednesday and Sunday in December at Kokopah. See the rewards club for details. We love our locals at Kokopah Casino, South Highway 95 in Somerton.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you. Johnny's in studio.
Yep.
And I have a caller on the line. Good morning.
Buenos dias, Rusty. Usted también, Juanito. How you all doing?
I don't know what you just said, but we're doing good.
Buenos dias.
I said, good morning, Russ, and I said, good morning, Johnny.
All right.
See, that's, we can do that here in America.
Yes, you can.
Yes, we can. That's right. Still, so far. I haven't got Sea-Hiles down packed yet, but,
Good. I hope you never do.
And it's same here. The reason I called you were talking about the VA a while ago with Andy.
Mm-hmm.
My experience with the VA, I was taking a friend of mine, dear friend of mine, Vietnam vet. He was riverboat Navy. He was all jacked up in Vietnam. He couldn't handle smoke. As a matter of fact, he was afraid of smoke would be coming up in his apartment. So he had all the outlet plugs covered up. And he would not turn on the AC because he was fearful of smoke coming in. He had a very, very bad experience in Vietnam. And I took him to VA. Now, mind you, this man was already taking like 12 pills.
Ooh, Lord.
And what they wanted to do is give him more pills. Taking him to see a shrink was out of the question. And I was his advocate, I reckon. And I said, why do you want to give him more pills? He's already taking all these pills right now, and they're counterproductive. Well, he asked me who I was, and I said, I'm his friend. And he said that that was none of my business. The VA will take care of him. I go, no. I'm here to make sure he's getting taken care of by the VA. He needs some mental help.
Right.
And I told him what was going on. And again, with the pills, I said no. Well, we started going back and forth with words because I wasn't his relative. And I said, by the end of the day, every TV station will know about how you treat your veterans here. All you want to do is put them on pills and never get to the real problem. Well, he did get some help. He was in the VA for like 4 months, and he came back a much better man. And he got him off a lot of those pills. But that's what they do. And that's what the Democratic Party is doing today. All they want to do is pop us with pills to take care of our owies. They're good at that.
Yeah, we're spending money on all the wrong stuff right now. Everything. And lots of it. And
Yes, sir.
It's driving us further in a hole as far as social unrest and things that don't work. It's just crazy under Biden.
You know, the problem is, as my brother Carl would say, in my opinion, these people are creating a lot of havoc to keep their jobs.
Yeah.
And I'm talking mayors, city councils, senators, all of them people that are under the Dems regime.
You mean like Portland and Seattle and stuff like that?
Yeah. Every major city that has problems right now are controlled by the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Every one of them. And if everybody wants to challenge me, come on now.
I do want to challenge you, but I ain't got time right now. I got to do a show.
You better practice falling down before you challenge me.
I got you. All right, buddy. Be good.
But anyway, that is our problem. They just want to give us more pills. They don't want to take care of it. They don't have a remedy. All they got is pills.
I've heard it many times from many veterans. I know. I appreciate it.
All right, but
thank you, man. Bye. Electric Light Parade. Saturday, right? Saturday. We're going Saturday. And that's the one right here in Yuma, which starts somewhere around 16th Street and goes north up through downtown area. So Saturday night, somewhere around 6 o'clock. So that one has big attendance. That's like the newspaper said 40,000 estimated in years past.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot, but that's possible. I mean, they're lined in the streets. I was out there a couple of years ago. In fact, that's when I took, I was with Veronica that day and her family, and we had a great time. We had to find a place on the side of the road that wasn't crowded. I mean, that whole road from 16th Street to downtown was packed. And we found a road on the side of the road. So there was time before the start of the parade where I ran around and told everybody that my granddaughter, Caitlin, she was only 2 at the time, is coming on the float with Miss Yuma County float. So I want everyone to scream hello to Caitlin. Say, Caitlin, remember she's 2 years old. Caitlin. And I did the whole block like that. And I just kept working. And you got to tell Caitlin, 2 years old. Well, as soon as the pageant thing came, the entire block lit up. To Caitlin. Caitlin. Cool. And she's looking around like, what the heck is going? Why are they screaming my name, Mommy? And they were all cheering Caitlin. It was wonderful. That's a great memory of that. I don't know if she remembers it because she's 4 now. But it's going to happen again this Saturday, and I'm going to be out there. I'll find a block section that'll work with me. We'll yell for Caitlin. But there is another parade going on in the foothills, and it looks like, and I thought I misread this, but it's not. It's going to be Friday, December 17th, Saturday, December 18th, and Sunday, December 19th.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of parading.
Those guys in the foothills just don't slow down.
No, they don't.
They said, man, we're going to party. They keep going.
They like to party.
Yeah, we're going to go. So it's Foothills Christmas Parade of lights, and it's their 35th or so. So these guys, they've been doing these, and now with the LED lights and all that stuff, there's just so much opportunity to make these things fun. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah,
when they come down the road, they are lit. It's you don't have to run those big generators to have income.
Yeah, you can just use little batteries, and they don't take much energy at all.
And it's in the newspaper. It's got route information starting from the lot at 46th Street. I like the way they do the foothills. Yeah, the lot over on 46th Street. That's awesome. What a great deal. Another thing in the paper I find of real interest is Hobbs, Katie Hobbs. Now, she is our Secretary of State, which I am not a big fan, particularly with the election and all that. And she declared it the most clean election in the history of all elections on the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't say, that's not a quote. That was just my interpretation of what she was saying, which I'm thinking, are you aware?
Yeah, she was just trying to sweep it under the rug as quick as possible.
Are you like alert or just woke?
She's woke, man.
Yeah.
She's changed a lot of her woke rhetoric since she's ran. But
look, she's running for governor, and I'm not a fan, and I'm thinking she will make it. Well, this article actually made me feel good.
Oh, okay. What does it say?
The truth about her. How dare they, right?
Wow.
Well, it's kind of
she
hard.
has some enemies,
it's
huh?
kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to not. Well, there was a lawsuit that was just settled for $2.75 million that was awarded. Now, this is a lawsuit against the Senate in the, well, particularly her as a senator. When she was a senator, they sued the Senate, or the body, because of the way she treated one of her staffers.
Oh, yeah.
She treated one of her staffers, but the staffer had the audacity to come to her and say that she was being discriminated against or whatever. I guess this Tanya Adams, and when back in 2015, she was the minority leader. Katie Hobbs was the minority leader in the Senate, and this lady came to complain about her job, about being underpaid compared to the other staffers and all that, and she's a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
So Katie fired her.
Katie had BLM stuff back when all that stuff was heated up on Twitter. So this is just funny. It just goes to show you that they are not what they say they are.
No.
They are not what they say they are. In reality, they fire the black woman that complains. But on Twitter, they put the BLM stuff up. And then she had it up, and so.
Well, and this went through like 2 juries and all that stuff, but it was like $2.75 billion. I mean, what did you do to her? I mean, that's a big deal. Well, now, she's coming out, the verdict against the Senate in her discrimination case, and it's her discrimination.
Mm-hmm.
Fell short of taking, she fell short of taking real accountability, according to the article. She said, "Please allow me to say this clearly and unequivocally. I apologize to Miss Abrams. I'm truly sorry for the real harm that I caused Miss Abrams and her family." Well, I don't know exactly what all was said.
Yeah, I don't know.
But she's a black woman, was fired in retaliation for complaining about being paid less than white male policy advisors. So, well, that's good. You're fired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's typical for
wow.
Yeah, they don't mean what they say. And when push comes to shove, or when it comes to, the rubber meeting the road, they don't operate the same as they do on Twitter, because she was outspoken there for a little bit.
Now she's like, my campaign will continue to recruit, hire, and elevate women and people of color to leadership positions, which is just so...
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, that's just so Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, I think people should be hired according to their ability to help the program.
To produce.
Yeah, to produce and stuff like that. And you'll find that it all falls in place. You'll have people, occupy all races and religions if you keep an open mind of people able to get you done what needs to be done, versus artificially saying, yeah, this position's open up for let me see, what do we need? Oh, black person over here, and I need a Caucasian over there, and let's get an Arab and an Asian in these positions. I'm sick of that stuff.
She has to do it because of her guilty conscience, and now since the guilty conscience is, on newspaper, she's going to have to play that, and it'll probably cause her campaign to suffer. Yeah, because she's not going to be hiring the most qualified. She's going to be hiring according to her mistakes in her past and her guilty conscience.
So now how effective is she going to be?
Exactly.
She's going to hire someone like Kamala Harris to be her leader.
Right, which has the lowest poll numbers and at least effective.
Well, she's of any vice president, so congratulations for the first black woman. You represent well.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It's terrible. 100%.
It's terrible. I mean, they should have gotten somebody qualified. Number one, qualified.
Yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of qualified. Look, if you want a woman of color, Tulsi Gabbard was out there. Man, she is amazing.
There's a lot of amazing people out there.
She is amazing.
I realize she's from California and the girlfriend of Willie, but geez,
yeah,
let's pick somebody who can do the job, can we?
You got to pick somebody that if you remember back in the debates, how Tulsi Gabbard was just destroying her in the debates.
Yeah,
she wasn't even the strong one. She was the weakest.
She was the first one out.
She was the weakest.
She had less than 1%.
They picked the weakest.
They got rid of her.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. She's not performing.
It sounds like Katie's going to go down that road of
well, and she's got people are not standing up for her. This Clovis Campbell, I'm not quite sure who he is. She's handled the verdict, was left some members of the black community less than satisfied. If she can do that kind of stuff while she's in the legislature, keep in mind, not just in the legislature, she held top positioning in the legislature. She was a minority leader,
mm-hmm.
And if she can sit there and lie as a Secretary of State, what can we expect from her as governor? Well, that's not. Now, Sandra Kennedy, a former legislator, said, I think this is just politically expedient for her. It comes really late. If she really is asking the community who've been standing behind Miss Abrams to just forgive her and forget, I don't see a lot of sympathy coming from the people that know her best.
Mm.
And now she's refusing to do interviews. So she's doing the whole Joe Biden thing. Maybe if I just sit in the basement, I'll be governor.
Well, maybe she knows something that we don't know about how the voting works. Maybe she knows.
Maybe she set the voting up to win. Maybe she's in charge of voting right now.
Maybe she knows something that we don't know, so she could go to the basement and have this tarnish on her record and still win. Maybe.
I hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong, too.
2 human businesses were burglarized. And we don't have the smash and grabs here like some of the big cities yet. We're not to that standard
well, because
yet.
we prosecute.
Maybe. That's it. I hope so.
No, that is it. Yeah.
But we did have just recently audible alarms at Ideal Jewelers. It's on 2241 South Avenue A.
Mm-hmm.
Officers arrived on the scene and they found that an unknown suspect or suspects had entered 2 businesses causing damage. So they just snatched and grabbed real quick and got out before the cops could get there. And the other one was a bakery. So they grabbed a bagel. So they got, or maybe a cupcake. I don't know, got some jewelry and some sweets. They're shopping for Christmas. We'll be right back. AM 560, KBLU.
Bells will be ringing. This sad news.
Push the limits of what's possible in the all-new 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander. With a bold exterior and premium interior, Outlander reimagines the SUV. Rule the road with Mitsubishi Super all-wheel control and wireless smartphone technology. Plus, an industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Drive one today, starting at $26,095 at Bill Alexander Flightline Mitsubishi. Thunderstruck. Super all-wheel control is an available feature on all trim levels. Price based on ES2WD. Important restrictions and rules apply. See for limited warranty and more details. Offer ends 12/13/21.
In today's Ag Business Update from AgNet West, USDA awards funds for fiscal year 2022 marketing development programs. We'll find out more after the break.
First tattoo, huh?
Yep, I wanted to read tough on psyllids, easy on bees.
What's the story behind that?
Well, on my orchard, I use this powerful stuff from BASF called Safina Inscalis Insecticide.
Sorry, it's gonna sting. So, Safina insecticide?
It's strong on psyllids and quickly limits HLB spread, but gentle on bees.
Gentle on bees?
Yeah, they're the bee's knees. Be strong and gentle with Safina Insecticide. Ooh, always read and follow label directions.
USDA's Foreign Agriculture Service awarded fiscal year 2022 funding to more than 60 U.S. agriculture organizations to help expand commercial export markets for U.S. goods. The Market Access Program focuses on consumer promotion, including brand promotion for small companies and cooperatives, and is used extensively by organizations promoting fruits, vegetables, nuts, processed products, and commodities. The Foreign Market Development Program focuses on trade servicing and trade capacity building by helping to create, expand, and maintain long-term export markets for U.S. agriculture products. FAS Administrator Daniel Whitley says, quote, these programs play a significant role in supporting the U.S. agriculture industry that achieved record exports in 2021 and is projected to do even better in 2022. Under the Market Access Program, FAS will provide $175.6 million for fiscal year 2022 to 67 nonprofit organizations and cooperatives. For the Foreign Market Development Program, FAS will advocate $26.8 million for fiscal year 2022 to 21 trade organizations that represent U.S. agriculture producers. NAFB contributed to this report. Reporting for AgNet West Radio Network, I'm Danielle Leal.
I'm Lou Dobbs. President Biden commits to making the federal government carbon neutral by 2050. Nestle cuts its L'Oreal investment. Those stories next. By now, you know that MyPillow doesn't have their box stores or any shopping channels any longer due to the cancel culture. Well, Mike Lindell is now passing along those savings directly to you. Right now, you can get the lowest price in the history of MyPillow for their classic standard MyPillow, regularly $69.98, now only $19.98 with promo code Dobbs. They also have queen-sized pillows, regularly $79.98, now $24.98 with promo code Dobbs. MyPillow is not just pillows. They have over 150 products, everything from sleepwear to beds. And my promo code Dobbs also works on mystore.com and frankspeech.com. Go to mypillow.com or call 1-800-977-9152 and use promo code Dobbs to take advantage of Mike's special offer on his standard MyPillow. That's mypillow.com, promo code Dobbs, or 1-800-977-9152. In a grandiose but likely empty promise, President Joe Biden says he'll sign an executive order, of course, committing to make the federal government carbon neutral by the year 2050. Biden says he'll spend billions and billions of our taxpayer money to create a fleet of electric vehicles to upgrade government buildings and change how federal agencies buy their electricity. Of course, the president is being wildly optimistic that his executive order would have that effect, particularly as soon as 2050. Nestle is cutting its stake in L'Oreal Cosmetics by selling shares worth about $10 billion. The Nescafé maker wants to focus more on its profitable food division by cutting its L'Oreal stake to about 20%. On Wall Street, stocks closed higher today, the Dow up 35 points. Please join me 3 times each weekday for my updates right here on this station. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa's coming to town.
AM 560 KBLU. Johnny, I got to get this button fixed, man. It sticks.
You need to talk to some people.
Yeah, I need to have some
Where's
people.
your staff at?
I need to have people.
You don't have people.
I need to go get people. Hey, let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Morning, Doc in the Foothills. How are you fellas today?
Doing well, Doc.
Good morning, Doc.
Morning. I just sent you, Russ, you started about the minute 2 on this program, and the synopsis is that they did a study in Germany and also in Poland going on right now. They had, I believe it was 178 different scientists working on this, and what it boils down to is there's no pandemic, which we knew.
Right.
But this conclusively proves it. This is non-biased. This is pure science. This isn't BS. It's not politically motivated. It's scientific fact for a change. And it's about time that this came out, how we're having such a pandemic, but yet the numbers don't really show that. And we're causing more harm with the... and another thing they bring up, too, is the test is actually bogus. It's really useless.
Well, it checks for any virus. It doesn't check for one. Yeah, it checks for all viruses. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it just reinforces what we've been saying all along. So it just lasts a few minutes, but I think you'll find it
you remember,
reassuring.
I don't know if you heard. I had Dr. J on the other day, and I gave him some information he didn't know yet. That's how hard it is to come by. And I said the CDC released some death tolls, and we had an increase in death in 2020 of 58,000 people, not the 360,000 that they put out there that people died of COVID. And he said, "Well, I haven't seen that. Could you send it to me?" I'm like, well, he has a hard time finding it too, even though it's on the CDC. It doesn't come up when you do a search.
Yeah, it's so well
hidden.
Monitored, shall we say?
Yeah, they don't want you to know.
Political motivation whatsoever, and I just can't believe that this Fauci is still walking this earth. When people really started getting mad, I think it brought more getting against him when he took these dogs and put their heads in a cage and let insects eat them alive.
You would think
who would do that? Who would do that to a dog?
You would think that the woke culture would have said that's enough, but they love him for what he does to frustrate Republicans. They go ahead and kill the dogs. We won't treat you like Michael Vick.
And there is evidence that they found the mass graves of these kids, of these orphan kids, that he did age study on the different medications and ended up killing them, and they found the mass grave of these kids. He's just a real. They said Mengele was bad in Nazi Germany. This guy's got him beat. This Fossey guy.
But
it's absolutely disgusting.
They love him. He's on every weekend spreading propaganda.
Yep.
And he's proclaimed himself science, which I'm pro now, though, Doc. I kind of like it, but I think it just shows how insane he is.
Yeah, you're right. You got to. You can't argue. He's pure science. There is no science involved. I think it was what's his name, Doctor somebody you talked to yesterday, Dr. J.
Dr. J.
Yeah, they're afraid to come out and say what they want to say, the truth.
Well,
and
Fauci,
my oldest son is an intensive care physician, and he can't use ivermectin. He can't do this. He'll lose his job because of the administration. So you can't do it. You can't do it.
And I try to explain that. Hospitals cannot treat you if you go in because there's no protocol for treatment. If you're going to get treatment, you need to get it from a doctor that practices frontier medicine. The frontier doctors will treat you because they're rogue. But otherwise, you're not going to get treated in a hospital. I say Remdesivir is available at this hospital, you said?
Yeah, Remdesivir is here, but that causes the kidney failures.
But that's the only thing they got. They won't do any of the other, not the monoclonal, whatever.
Well, I guess they will, but they were acting like they didn't know about it here recently with my cousin's husband.
Yeah, that's the one that's got Florida on the map if nobody dies in Florida.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that there isn't something there that can really affect the respiratory system and really hit some people hard. I'm not saying that at all. But when the flu virus comes through every year, the different strains of it hits some people really hard, harder than others. So the same goes with this. So,
yeah.
Anyway, I think you'll find this very interesting. I was having an adult beverage with some fellas, and somebody asked a woman what she got for Mother's Day. She said stretch marks are going to pin a big rear end.
Well, at least it's memorable. Thank you, buddy. Take care.
All right, bye.
You got to be careful with Doc. You never know when you need the 3-second delay button.
Oh yeah, he's fun.
You never know. But it remind me, I got to send that to Dr. J today. That information. That is a research scientist, and that's what he is, a research scientist. Doesn't always have access to everything CDC is because it doesn't pop up on a search.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know they kind of hide it out there and they take it out of the algorithms.
Yeah, they do their best because they call it misinformation and they say they're saving people's lives.
Yeah, I've been kicked off of YouTube. I've been kicked off of Facebook. Misinformation. If I read a CDC report,
right? Yeah, they doesn't care. Their logic and truth does not matter. It's all about narrative.
Oh, and look. Kevin had said that I was over-modulating on Facebook, which we're taking care of it. And I told him on my computer, I took it from, it used to be automatic, which was always over-modulated.
Mm-hmm.
Took it down to 68, so I took it to 51. And he said at that point it was much better.
Yeah, okay.
Although I took it down to 25 now.
Yeah, and
so now you can't hear. I can hear it.
Yeah,
25. It's still
25 sounds fine.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out what's working on it, but
yeah, I could hear on my phone. That's why I was checking.
Oh no! Someone just texted me and says it's cutting out really bad on the radio station. I don't know because in here it's fine, but we had a problem with the transmitter. I think yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Well, I called in. I couldn't get the radio station. I was driving somewhere. I turned on, AM 560. To dead air. I called Jeff Edwards, who was our program manager and everything, and he didn't answer the phone, but he texted me that he was on the phone with the engineers trying to fix it. I hope it's okay. I hope it's fine. But if not, then we'll get the engineers on it and get them working on it.
And if people don't know that there's an El Dorado app, if you download the El Dorado radio station app, that you can go on there and find AM 560 and listen to it on your phone as well. Like if you
without the transmitter.
Yeah.
Or Facebook.
Obviously Facebook and Twitter, but if you don't do social media, you could use the app
and all those guys. I want to talk about the Yuma Union High School a little bit. Now, I've got the phones on hold right now, and I'll take them off after I talk about this letter. But I was alerted to this, that there's and this board meeting was yesterday. This letter came out yesterday, and of course, I've been, I work all day and I don't check my emails like I should because I'm running around. It's hard to read my emails while I'm driving. I'm not going to try it.
Yeah, don't do it.
I'm not going to try it. But I've been very interested in Yuma Union High School, and I've only attended a couple meetings, literally a couple, this last year, like 3, I think, the Yuma Union High School. I mean, and Wednesday night is a dance night for me, and I take the terrorists to dance, so it kind of cuts into my ability to do anything else. But I was surprised when I went to Yuma Union High School. They had somebody give a talk on equity, what they've been doing for equity, and of course, that sends shivers down my back. Equity is another critical race theory type programming.
It's communism.
Yeah, it's about results. Like, well, we don't have enough women in this welding class, so we need to fix it. Well, maybe they don't want to take it. I don't know.
Yeah,
but to look at it and automatically assume we can do better. Well, what does that mean? We can do better. We're going to force women to take welding.
Yeah, I think you're on the right track with these things. Yes.
Is that doing better?
No.
Instead of having equality where we can choose our path, it's going to be, well, no, we need women, so get your butt out of the baking class and get over there, because that's too, that's too profiling of a typical. So we need to be different. So get over there and take welding. I don't care if you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I worry about that. So I was real curious, but I didn't talk much about it because I didn't know much about it. But I was shocked that there was a whole, studies being done at our high school on equity. Well, equity scares me. Equality doesn't scare me. That means everything's available. Be who you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Equity means the government is concerned you need to fill these roles.
Yep.
That's not good.
No.
Yeah, and we need to study why more women aren't in welding. No, we don't. If they want it, let's do it. We'll get Shannon involved over Weld Like a Girl.
Yeah.
As long as it's available, let people choose. We can't tell them they made the wrong choice. Unless there's something blocking. If someone's blocking a woman from getting into welding,
that's different.
Then step in.
That's different.
But if you just assume, then I got a whole problem with it. But I haven't done a lot of research, and I haven't studied it, and I haven't been involved. But this is a letter from Michelle Pena, who says, I'm writing to let you know that our Yuma schools are still teaching critical race theory. And I got this cut off when I printed it, so I'm trying to fill it in. Equity, inclusion, diversity, and social emotional learning. Now that should put the fear into everybody if any of this is true. I don't know. I'm just reading you this message alert. And then well as sending kids home with no symptoms of being sick, which I have heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's just anecdotal. I don't have any real information other than I think it's time that people look into it. And if you're a parent, look into it, ask questions. Students are being tracked and traced at school. I don't know what that means.
It's contact tracing. They're doing contact tracing. That's how they know to who to send home. Well, even if they're not sick, they send them home.
This letter came out yesterday, and it said this Wednesday, December 8th at 5-something, and I got to cut off again. School will have their monthly meeting, on Avenue A, Building A, which is the one I've attended. Now, I couldn't attend this, but the seating's very limited. It's a big room, but they space everything out 6 feet, so there's less chairs.
Oh, they do?
They did the last few times I went. I'm assuming they still do. I don't know. So I felt like, this is convenient.
Have less people. Sure, have less.
Not that it's ever really crowded unless something comes up. I mean, I think it's one of those things that nobody ever goes to.
Mm-hmm.
But when somebody does want to go, it's like a problem, so they don't want to hear it, maybe. Mm-hmm. And then they also have a ruling that limits the number of people that can speak on any one subject. So if somebody wants to speak on this subject, only 5 can do it. And then it's sit down, shut up. We don't want to hear from you. So you better hope those first 5 are someone that agrees with you. Because if you really wanted to load it up, you could have the first 5 be parents that say, I just think you're doing a wonderful job with this emotional learning, and then you're not going to get the story out.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be great to have speakers talk about any important issues you feel important and all that kind of stuff. And we need to be involved, but I don't know if there's a problem or not a problem. But the fact that these letters are being written, the fact that we've got concerned parents, we've got concerned citizens, we need to find out more information. We need to attend these meetings, and I need to get some people from the board on the program, and they explain it.
So this new thing is called social and emotional learning. That's what you said. So
Yeah,
somebody
social
wants to
and
look.
emotional learning.
Okay.
SEL.
SEL.
Yeah, so there's a discrimination for the students who do not want to take the shot. Healthy kids are sent home for possibly being around a COVID case.
Mm-hmm.
And only those with a health card can return to school, that says you've had a shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that has to do with more of the...
That's discriminatory because, look, anybody can pass the disease on, card or no card.
Card
Why
or no
treat them
card.
differently?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no reason to treat them differently other than you're trying to punish one group, right? You're trying to punish one group that has, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I just checked the hospital. 7 people are in the hospital that have had that are fully vaccinated.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say, in all fairness, that the number of people that have been dying from the virus that have been vaccinated is way less. So if you do get vaccinated, you do have less of a chance of dying. So that's
according to the information out there right now. Yeah, that's true. I don't know if that's going to hold up as these variants come, and will this shot still be effective? It was like 96% effective initially is what we were told.
Mm-hmm.
Then during the Delta variant, they said it's somewhere around the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we're in the 3rd variant, what's it now?
Yeah, and as the variants go on, they're less lethal. But
Correct.
so
yeah, we're more scared.
You can be more scared, but I will say, you got to say, and I have to say this:
you don't
take care
have
of
to.
Well, for my own conscience, I have to.
Okay.
Take care of yourself.
That's it. Build up that immunity. Don't count on the vaccine.
Yeah, take care of
yourself. Don't count on a mask.
Or if you are an anti-vaxxer, take care of yourself, right? If you're not going to do the vaccine, just take care of yourself and do what you got to do. Research this thing and see what you got to do. See what you need in the medicine cabinet, right? You said it was the frontline doctors that have a prescription, or that not a prescription, but they have a treatment. Frontline doctors have a treatment for this thing. Have it in the medicine cabinet, ready to go.
But it's only frontline doctors because
they're the only ones brave enough.
The hospital will say, well, no, there's no protocol from the CDC. The CDC is not writing the rule book on any other disease, just this one.
This one, they're writing the rule book, and they're making it so you can't take it, and people are dying.
But any other disease you have, you can take, the doctor can prescribe any medication
whatever it takes to get better.
It's called off shelf, and that's just a very typical hospital or doctor-patient thing where, well, I'm going to give you this because I know that I've had great results with it. Even if the prescription may have been designed for something else.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. It's called off shelf. It's completely normal, completely acceptable, and we do it all the time. Look, lupus patients take hydroxychloroquine. Hydroxychloroquine was never designed for lupus. It just happens to keep seizures back. But they don't say, well, you can't take it because it's off shelf for lupus. It was never designed for lupus. It was designed for malaria. So lupus patients shouldn't be able to take it according to CDC protocol.
According to, if they want to play by their own book, yeah.
If we're playing COVID-19 rules, lupus patients should get off of that right now.
Mm-hmm.
It should be illegal for them to take hydroxychloroquine.
Or we could even go with Viagra, because that was supposed to be heart medicine, and now they're using it for ED.
I don't want to know. I don't understand.
I ruined your day.
I'm going to be back, AM 560.
Slowly, it's beginning to feel more like December. A few clouds, breezy, 72 today. Tomorrow, sunny, cooler, 67. Saturday, more sunshine, 68 the high Saturday. There is a lot of confusion about COVID-19, but one thing we know for sure, vaccines aren't enough. Check for fever, COVID's #1 symptom, with the Exergen temporal scanner, and learn more at Exergen.com. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith from the Weather Channel.
Come celebrate the joy of the season as the Yuma Civic Orchestra presents Spirit of Christmas. This evening of beautiful Christmas music will take place Saturday, December 18th at the historic Yuma Theater, 254 South Main Street in downtown Yuma. Showtimes 2 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Tickets are $15. Visit yumaorchestra.org for more information.
Are you struggling to find quality employees? Tired of placing the same old Sunday classifieds or getting lost in the online job boards and getting the same results? Then you need to call us today at 344-4980 and put radio to work for you. It's fast. Place an ad today and have it on air tomorrow. Whether you're looking for hourly workers or to fill highly specified job descriptions, placing an ad on radio will help you fill these positions quickly. Call 344-4980 today and put radio recruitment to work for you.
It's a fact. Pipes burst, faucets leak, water heaters stop working. Hi, it's Mike Miller from PhD. But it's also a fact that you can turn to PhD to solve these plumbing and restoration problems for you. With PhD, you get skilled technicians, not people who learn while you pay. And since your home doesn't break on a schedule, you can call us anytime, day or night. Call PhD, the professional home doctors, 341-911-1.
The Border Report brought to you by RV World, located on Gila Ridge Road. Exit Interstate 8 on Araby Road, then head west on Gila Ridge about a quarter mile. RV World, Yuma's premier recreational vehicle dealer since 1991, offering a large selection of new and used RVs. And the wait times now for passenger vehicles in the standard lanes at our selected ports of entry. San Luis with a 90-minute wait now, 2 lanes open. Calexico West, 2-hour wait, 7 lanes open. And at both Algodones and Calexico East ports, you'll wait about 20 minutes, 2 lanes open at each location. Get updated border reports anytime at YumaDailyNews.com.
Bells will be ringing, the sad, sad news. Oh, what a Christmas to have the blues. My baby's gone.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark back with you, and Johnny's in studio. I haven't mentioned Hyundai of Yuma. Hyundai of Yuma, veteran-owned business out on 32nd Street. Go by and take a test drive with America's Best Warranty. That's what it is, America's Best Warranty out there with Kia and Genesis also. And, of course, all of them are owned by that veteran-owned business, Kia being out on Pacific Avenue and Genesis. But you got to get behind the wheel. That's how you notice it, that, hey, this is a car built for me, because you got to live with it for a long time, Johnny. It's a big investment. You don't just buy it and think, yeah, a week later I regret it or something. So take that test drive, and I don't think you're going to regret it. I think the engineers paid as much attention to drivability and having something behind the wheel that you enjoy, an experience that you enjoy as they did anything else. And tell them Johnny sent you. They'll like it. So I'm getting a lot of messages about the signal being staticky, cutting out. Unfortunately, I've already sent messages over to engineer Jeff Edwards, who's he's a program guy, so he's going to call the technical guys that work on that stuff. But I know they had a problem yesterday where it was offline for a while. I don't know what it was. I don't know what exactly was going on.
Maybe it's the same thing happening, but yeah, if you want to, you still got the song playing, by the way. But if you want to listen, if you could hear this part, yeah, you could download the El Dorado app and find the station on there, or you can go on the AM 560 website, or you can go on Facebook, Twitter.
Right. There's a lot of avenues to get it outside of just the signal. Actually, we have more listeners listening through streaming than we do through the signal. Mm-hmm. A lot of them out of state, though.
Yeah.
A lot of them all over the place. This Yuma Union High School board thing, I don't know what the problem is or how deep, but I need to get some people on that do know. I think I'm going to ask Greg Wilkinson to come on. He's been aware of what's happening, and I don't know if he will or not. I'll call him, check with him, and see if he'll come on and talk to me as far as him. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Well, hello, Russ. This is Mike.
Hey, Mike, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. I just wanted to tell you, if no one's told you, that your broadcast is messed up. Your transmission is messed up.
Yes, we've been getting tons of texts now, but thank you. And I've already alerted the station so that they can hopefully send some engineers. I think it's a conspiracy, Mike. I think they're trying to get me off.
Legend in your own mind.
There you go, buddy.
Mike, download the app. We're streaming. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter, and you can download the app or go to the AM 560 website and stream it.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
Thanks a lot.
Take care, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Legend in my own mind.
Yeah.
So says Superman.
Yeah, that's Mike Shelton. That's Yuma Councilman Mike Shelton right there.
Yeah, well, he was doing the whole pronoun thing with Superman long before it became popular.
He is Superman.
He's on the cutting edge.
Yeah.
He's all right. He's out there. He's the sci-fi guy.
Yeah,
I'm just a recent.
He likes Star Trek. And
I
Superman.
recently picked up on it. Of course, I went right to
He-Man,
Power Grayskull.
Yeah.
You know. Hey, Kamala Harris has made some records. You know, she's setting some standards.
Oh, she's setting records.
Yeah.
What?
She has had to use her vote as a tiebreaker in the Senate more time than Mike Pence. And Mike Pence was there 4 years.
So
She's only been there less than a year.
So already, okay.
She's already done her 14th and 15th tie-breaking because now we have a split Senate. We don't have anybody reaching across the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
This is a ram it down your throat, legislators.
So she is busy then. I guess she's working.
Pence had 13 tiebreakers in the entire 4 years. She's already had 15. And she's proud of it. She says, every time I vote, we win.
No, yeah.
That's just shows she's been educated. She knows more now than she did.
Yeah.
But look, the only time she votes is for one reason. That's to break a tie. And she's always going to vote for the progressives. So, yeah, we win. Every time I vote, we win. You shouldn't be proud of that. Look, legislation should be bipartisan in some ways, some fashion. They don't seem to be interested in that at all.
Well, I don't even think it's that either side's interested. I just think we're so polarized now with our values. I don't think there is a way to be able to be bipartisan like we used to be. Our values have shifted tremendously.
Yeah. Well, I think when you say the values have shifted, I still think the progressive ideals and socialism is a minority. Yes, it's been more numbers than it has been in the past. But the Democrat Party is definitely signed on to the extreme left wing.
Mm-hmm.
They are not moderates. Right now, at least legislatively, they are not coming across as moderates. And Joe Biden, who campaigned as a moderate, can now say, well, that was just the campaign. This is real, you know. But I think it surprised some people, but it shouldn't surprise us. We've had many that have campaigned one way and done something totally different. Like it's two separate things, and it's accepted in a lot of circles. They just blow it off. Oh, yeah, well, that's just campaigning. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean anything. Well, it should, John.
Yeah, it should. It definitely should.
And it did under Trump, which we're naive on the right. You know, we don't realize that that's the way it's supposed to be. That you just say whatever you want to get elected, and then follow whatever pathway you want and call it a mandate.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a mandate. We don't have a mandate for extreme leftist policies. That's just not true. If it was a mandate, Harris wouldn't be breaking ties. We'll be right back. AM 560.
H&R Block has many options to make filing your taxes easy. Our tax pros can help you get your max refund with or without the office visit. Drop in, drop off, or a tax pro can even do your taxes virtually. Send some pics from your phone without leaving home. Just another way Block has your back.
All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund.
So when you need a hand with your taxes, H&R Block is here for you. Drop off your taxes today at their offices in Yuma, the Foothills, or San Luis, and let their experienced tax professionals help get your taxes won.
Mickey B's Cocktail Lounge has a new look because they have new ownership. Come celebrate to live entertainment and dance to your favorite oldies or country. If singing is your thing, karaoke every Monday and Wednesday, 6 p.m. till 10. Mickey B's is a supporter of our local veterans. So mark an appointment on your calendar to join in. Bring a friend or the whole office. Mickey B's opens 10 a.m. daily. 12635 South Frontage Road.
At Yuma Investment Group Wealth Management, they believe they manage money for their clients differently from many other advisors in Yuma. Their way works in close alignment with their clients' goals. Yuma Investment Group is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor. When it comes to helping clients pursue a comfortable retirement, they're clearly different. Visit yumainvestmentgroup.com and find out why investors switch to them. Investment advisory services offered through CWM LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Arizona runs on affordable energy produced right here at home. But as prices on everything rise, politicians in D.C. want to increase the cost of American-made energy. That means we may have to rely on energy from foreign producers instead of here in America, potentially making it more expensive to live here in Arizona. Tell Senator Kelly, don't tax American energy producers because affordable, reliable solutions are made in America. Paid for by Energy Citizens.
The Border Report brought to you by RV World, located on Gila Ridge Road. Exit Interstate 8 on Araby Road, then head west on Gila Ridge about a quarter mile. RV World, Yuma's premier recreational vehicle dealer since 1991, offering a large selection of new and used RVs. And the wait times now for passenger vehicles in the standard lanes at our selected ports of entry. San Luis with a 90-minute wait now, 2 lanes open. Calexico West, 2-hour wait, 7 lanes open. And at both Algodones and Calexico East ports, you'll wait about 20 minutes, 2 lanes open at each location. Get updated border reports anytime at yumadailynews.com.
Hey, come on in, everybody. Good to see you. Mucho gusto. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you. Gosh, Johnny, it's already December 9th,
Yes.
It's already, Christmas is coming too fast. What am I going to buy?
What are you going to buy me is what's important.
That's not real important.
So December 9th, it's my son's birthday. My oldest, Malachi Skywalker Porter.
Wait a minute, seriously?
Yeah. That's
Skywalker?
Skywalker is his middle name.
Were you born to the whole Jedi thing?
Oh, that's my favorite. I love that. I love Star Wars.
Skywalker.
I love the Force, everything. So yeah, Malachi
Are you
Skywalker
a Frank
Porter.
Zappa fan, Moon Unit?
Yeah. My youngest son is actually named after Porter Rockwell, who's was a bodyguard for Brigham Young in the Mormon. He's really big in the Mormon faith. He's one of my relatives. So both of my sons are kind of named after famous
Mormons and Skywalker.
Mormons, yeah, and Star Wars are right now.
They're going to be screwed up forever. But happy
birthday! Yeah, he's turned 13 today. So as soon as I'm going to wake him up,
that's a real teenager now.
He's a teenager, and he's actually of age to go to the gym with me. So I'm going to take him, and we're going to go sign up at the 4th Avenue gym, and he's going to start getting in with me.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's kind of nervous today.
I got to wake up, go to the gym. You do it today?
Well, just sign him up today.
Give him a break. It's his birthday.
Well, right now I'm going to go to Mostly Muffins and get him some stuff to wake him up real nice and sweet, and then after that.
Wait a minute, that's a contradiction of terms. You can't say let's get healthy, but let's do sweets first.
Well, it's something sweet in the first, and then after that, never again.
I think you're confusing the senses.
Yeah, it'll be good.
That's my opinion. Awesome. Happy birthday. Georgia federal judge, and I mentioned this briefly, they just put a halt to the Biden federal contractors vaccine. And that's been it's scary out here for white PG guys. They thought, well, I'm going to lose my job. James, our hero, James, I like him.
Yeah, he was on the chopping block.
He thought, he's going to lose his job, and that's okay. I'll stay busy doing something else or whatever. But he wasn't going to take vaccine. No one's going to tell him.
I followed up with him. He was also worried because his wife works in the medical field.
Right.
Once they went after the medical field, then he started to get a little, I'm not worried because he's a very...
it's okay if I'm unemployed, but what if the breadwinner is?
Yeah, so both of them.
Thank goodness we don't have to worry about that right now. YRMC also has released their restriction because of the lawsuits, the mandates or whatever. But this judge on Tuesday blocked it, and it blocked it for the whole country, just not limited to some states, like some of the others have been limited to the states. U.S. District Judge Stan Baker said the court acknowledges the tragic toll that the COVID-19. I don't, because the numbers from the CDC don't substantiate there was an additional 360,000 people that died in 2020. It just doesn't.
Yep.
But anyway, the pandemic has wrought throughout the nation and the globe. However, even in times of crisis, this court must preserve the rule of law and to ensure that all branches of government act within the bounds of their constitutionality granted authorities. Oh my God, I love this guy.
Yeah.
He's talking like, well, yeah, people have died, but so what? We still have to follow the law.
Thank God. It makes you feel good when stuff like this happens.
Yeah, I mean, there is a way to get it done if it becomes necessary, but not this way.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to mandate, I guess there's other avenues, other things we could do, but like have a constitutional amendment or something, but none of that's going to happen.
No.
And this is not that deadly in comparisons to diseases. This is not.
No.
It's like, and I saw a South Park episode the other day, a rerun or something, where one of the characters, Stan's dad or something, says, "Oh my God, I got COVID. I only have a 99% chance of survival.
Yeah.
Help me." And if you treat it like they do in Florida, you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's treatable.
We just
don't treat it in most states.
They don't allow it. They don't allow the treatment to happen because
Correct.
of certain contracts they have with pharmaceutical companies.
Well, and standard of care at hospitals. They get a standard of care that's acceptable. And that's because of insurance companies and everything else. And
Yeah.
they can't put a protocol in place that isn't approved. And if the CDC doesn't say it, it's not approved.
Yep.
And even if it works, it doesn't matter. They don't care.
Yeah, because you saw how in India ivermectin was working so well.
That's what Dr. J has said, is that's the biggest case, other than the studies for ivermectin, is that India had we're getting the same results United States as far as death rate. They took on the treatment protocol, and then boom, things flipped. People aren't dying.
Yeah, they use ivermectin and the frontline doctors.
And I think the fear is here, Johnny, is that if we did treatment and it worked as well as it is in Florida, that they wouldn't sell as much vaccine, and then those guys wouldn't be billionaires.
That is exactly it. It has to be it.
This
There's
is
no other
capitalism at its not finest.
Nope.
It's not the way it should be.
But thank God we have judges like this man. And
well, just follow the law and we'll be okay. Follow the law and we'll be okay. And if the law's wrong, they'll write different laws. But that's where it's got to come from, and not legislatively from the bench. And that's what some people have grown to rely on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the wrong way. I know you got to go, Johnny. Thanks for being here. I'll be back after this. I got another hour. AM 560, KBLU.
From the 1 hour air conditioning and heating studio, this is News Talk 560 KBLU, Yuma.
He's being honored today where he served for decades. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's when Bob Dole's casket arrived at the U.S. Capitol just a few minutes ago, where the late former senator will lie in state.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi called Dole a patriot who served his country in World War II. Dole was badly injured, losing the use of his right arm. He led the Senate Republicans for more than a decade and was nominated by the GOP for president in 1996.
Dole died Sunday at age 98. President Biden will be among those speaking at a ceremony this hour. That was Fox's Jared Halpern. Now, before going to the Capitol, the president held a virtual gathering with dozens of world leaders.
Democracy's hard. We all know that. It works best with consensus and cooperation.
The leaders of China and Russia were not invited to the President's Summit for Democracy. There was a big drop last week in unemployment. Fox's Ginny Casola.
There were 184,000 new claims for unemployment benefits last week, down 43,000 to a pandemic low, and even fewer than forecast.
Well, it's not just a COVID-era low. It's the fewest weekly claims in 52 years. It's back to deliberating this morning for Jussie Smollett's jury in Chicago. Fox's Jeff Manasso on the case live.
David, could all come down to today for Jussie Smollett after 7 days on trial and 3 years of being a national punchline over the actor's alleged hate hoax case, in which his defense attorney told jurors Wednesday that the 6 felony charges that Smollett faked a racist and homophobic attack and lied to police about it rely on testimony of brothers who the defense called liars. Special Prosecutor Dan Webb told the jury earlier that the evidence against Smollett is overwhelming. As the jury deliberates, he faces years behind bars if convicted. Dave.
Jeff, the day after the Fox News Christmas tree was set on fire outside our New York City headquarters, we'll light a new one later today. America's listening to Fox News.
More than 1 in 3 people will face cancer in time. Unfortunately, fear can stop you from getting cancer screening, but it won't stop cancer. Early detection can save your life. Don't wait for symptoms to appear to act. Cancer screening is safe, effective, and accessible for everyone, including free or low-cost screening programs. Go to CancerScreenQuiz.com now and take the American Cancer Society's 2-minute cancer screening quiz to find out what screening tests are right for you. Don't wait. Take the quiz. Get screened. Go to CancerScreenQuiz.com now. CancerScreenQuiz.com.
We've lost so many people to COVID. So many moms and dads, favorite uncles, older sisters, and best friends. But vaccines can help prevent serious illness and death from COVID in more than 9 out of 10 cases. So now almost all COVID deaths are preventable, and so are the broken hearts they leave behind. We can do this. Find COVID vaccines near you at vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human
Morning News is brought to you by Sprague Sports on 32nd Street, Yuma's hunting and shooting headquarters, and responsible gun ownership since 1956.
Sprague Sports is Yuma's hunting and shooting headquarters. Why? Because Sprague Sports is the difference. Where else can you buy, sell, trade, or consign firearms with free expert appraisals always? There is nothing like Sprague Sports. With 64 years of industry connections to have products in stock when others can't. And all Sprague's firearms come with a lifetime warranty. And talk about customer service. There's a gunsmith always on duty. Sprague's is your Remington Warranty Center, and when you need it, there's expert one-day sight-in service. But that's not all. Sprague Sports has got training courses, including Arizona CCW, First Shot, Hunter Education, and more. Sprague's handles Glock, Blue Label pistols, and is your NFA dealer in suppressors and full autos. That's why we call them the experts. And Sprague's
This is Yuma's Yeti headquarters, the best Yeti selection and free ice for life. Sprague's has a 10-lane rifle-certified indoor shooting range and gun rentals you can try before you buy. Serving Yuma's shooting and outdoor needs since 1956. That's the Sprague's difference. Sprague's, 32nd Street, next to Lowe's.
Here's the news in 60 seconds, YumaDailyNews.com. The Remain in Mexico policy has been reinstated, causing migrants to rush the Yuma border. The county sheriff's office has shown video of crowds of immigrants approaching the U.S. border wall over last weekend. Sheriff Wilmot says some 4,000 migrants are still waiting to be processed. More info on the website. As a reminder, the Yuma County Library District has launched a food drive this week to benefit food banks and assistance agencies all over Yuma County. You can get more info on our website. And just into the newsroom this hour, the Valley Horizon Elementary School in the Crane School District is thanking community members Roy and Diane Arvizu. It looks like that they brought in a Christmas village for all the kids to see. The couple has been collecting items for their village for over 20 years. Their grandkids are grown, so they decided to share with the new generation of children. Pretty cool. Get more local news at YumaDailyNews.com. I'm Andrew Caravella.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark back with you. It is 8:05 Thursday morning. I just got a call from Ronnie also. He has a new radio in his truck, and he was worried. He was worried because he's driving along, and all of a sudden there's static on the radio, and all. He said, "Oh no, my brand new radio is no, it's not. It's I don't know what's going on, and it could be just we've had moisture. It's been drizzly. It's been a little rain." And those kind of things. But I've probably gotten 20 messages. Johnny got 20 messages or so that the radio station's been cutting in and out, that there's some static. All true. So it's not you. And thank you so much for alerting us, letting us know. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Good morning, Russ.
Good morning.
Well, you're coming through. Everything's A-okay now, bud.
Oh, it is? Okay, good. Well, I just want to make sure you're
coming through loud and clear and very clear. Hey, I don't know if you mentioned it because I lost some of your show there. But did the people know that the VA hospital got broke into the other night and burglarized?
First I've heard of it. I did not know. What is there to steal at a VA hospital? Are they after drugs or something?
Drugs, maybe. The front door was smashed. I went by there yesterday afternoon, and it was all boarded up. And then I heard they try to break in the cow ranch.
Oh, my God.
And then, of course, the other thing that's going on is they broke into the schoolyard and stole all the catalytic converters off of the county, the school district's trucks.
That's been going on for a while. Yeah.
As well, you're in the car. They're expensive as hell to do that.
Yes, and the newspaper said $1,000 to $3,000. I want to know where they're going because I've never charged that much, but somebody is. That must be dealers, maybe. I don't know.
That's got to be. You know, a lot of people don't know what a catalytic converter is or what you got to go through to get it out. You know, laying under the car.
Oh, it's not that hard.
Sawing it or cutting it.
Buddy, with a Sawzall, you know, a battery-powered Sawzall, you can crawl under some of these cars and chop them out in just a minute. Now, granted, those are trucks, and because there's plenty of room and everything's not so tight. Now, you get into some of these foreign cars, it's going to take a lot of time, and you got to take things apart. But not these trucks. You can go in and zip, 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 take them out. That's why they're hitting trucks, things that are high off the ground, too, so you can slide under them.
I was speaking to a friend in California. Of course, it's going on over there, too. It's all over the place. What is the purpose of stealing catalytic converters?
There's a lot of metals, expensive metals inside that they can sell. Some of these catalytic converters, they can get a couple $100 at a junkyard for a catalytic converter, a couple $100, because the palladium and other precious metals that are in these things. But of course, reputable people are not going to buy them. You know, like, hey, I got a truckload full of catalytic converters with fresh cut marks. Can you buy them from me? Most of them are going to call the cops. But we live in an area that taking them down to Mexico and getting more for it in Mexico than they do here. You can just drive across.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
I say you drive across the border and sell them a lot easier here.
But back in 1975, we had bought a brand new Jeep CJ5, right? And that's when they first started coming out with them catalytic converters. And I don't know what happened to my mind. I ended up I didn't know it. I ended up taking it off and putting on a
straight pipe,
a dual exhaust system with fire bomb. What the hell would they call those? Cherry bomb mufflers, brass packs.
Yeah, because you like to get
good
noticed.
Old days.
Yeah,
I know, but we don't realize how bad. And I don't want to talk bad, but I accidentally broke the liquid. Well, I didn't accidentally. Liquid crystal display in my other radio.
Right.
Okay. So I called the dealer to see what a new radio would cost. I figured out maybe $1,000 or so. He told me $4,000, and mine was the cheaper radio in the line.
Right.
I had a CD player in it, but I didn't have $4,000. I says, "Yeah, keep dreaming." So I went over to Sound Depot, and they installed a nice Alpine radio and has GPS and everything for a tenth of the cost. Gosh.
So you got a better radio, you think, because you got GPS and stuff? And it's
got and I didn't want, it's got a GPS. I like CDs, and it's got a CD player in it, and it also will play a movie. It's a little screen, but you can put a DVD in it.
Yeah.
And it does all these other tricks that I got to go to college to learn how to figure out how to use. It's a better radio, than the one I had. The one I had was just, their standard run-of-the-mill, because my truck is just a regular... It's not one of the big off-road four-wheel drive or what they call it. It's just an SR5. And that's the radio they put. It was a nice radio, but it pissed me off, and that's all I got to say.
$4,000 seems a little high. But go ahead.
Oh, I know, and it was the truth, too.
Oh, man.
My son called him saying, "Is that what?" Oh, once I says, $4,000 for a radio?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. I'm sorry. That is just highway robbery. But, getting off of that and getting on to this thing that's going on, I guess looks like McConnell sold us out again.
On what?
On the spending bill or something like that.
Oh, yeah. He's been trying to find a way to pass it. It hasn't done it yet, but he's been looking to get the Republicans on board with him. Yeah.
God help us if they pass that other bill
infrastructure, social infrastructure.
If they pass that, we're in trouble. We're done.
Yeah, that's charging
us taxing us for mileage on our cars and the voting system.
I really believe that's the big one, is the voting system, because right now they don't care about the polls, they don't care about popularity. I think they're kind of counting on we're going to have control of the votes, and that's my guess.
That's not good.
So if they have control of the votes, popularity doesn't matter because we're counting.
That's taking control from us, the people.
Yeah.
We're the ones supposed to be controlled. They're becoming addicted. This isn't good. And when Carl called earlier this morning, I agreed 100% that the communists are in there, and they have definitely infiltrated the Democrat Party. I mean, it's obvious. I had said on your show a few years ago, and I know people say, well, I never thought the Communist Party should have ever been allowed to exist here. We were enemies. Too many Americans fought and died fighting the tyranny of communism, booting them out of other countries, and yet we let them exist here. Well,
Yes.
that's our system. Well, I don't think that's the way the forefathers really would plan that. They didn't have Britain come in and set up a political party.
They didn't stop them. I mean, I think we're strong enough to be open enough, but it's been taken advantage of, and good people didn't step up. So we need to.
I mean, that's just horrible. Honestly, I mean, I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm more scared of that than I am getting sick.
Well, good. Then maybe we'll have more people that are scared that are going to step up and make sure that we don't let
I
it happen.
hope so.
Yeah.
Because this is not good.
No.
And I had said to you before, when it comes to our children, there's nothing that fires me up more to see a child being, I don't mean a parent spanking his butt or something like that. I'm saying, these monsters out there and murdering children and them just blowing it off like, I'm sorry, I just can't stomach that. I go berserk thinking about that, Russ.
Well,
a child doesn't know. We have an innocent child there. It's picked up, I don't want to get deep into it, but that little Jennifer Wilson case back in 1988 is a perfect example. And I knew Rich and Nancy Wilson and their family.
Yeah.
1988, and that little girl was kidnapped and murdered up in Flagstaff in a very hideous way, which I am not going to describe. But John Phipps went up there, and he came down the mountain carrying the little body, and he was crying like a baby at the time. And I just can't stomach somebody hurting a child like that or murdering them. Oh, God.
Unfortunately,
anyway,
it happens, buddy. I know.
I'm actually in town early, and I'm riding right here near 4th Avenue and 24th Street.
Well, good. Go make some breakfast pizzas.
Yeah, I don't do that too much anymore, but I guess the son and everybody put the old man out the pasture.
Yeah, they took the keys away from you. All right. I understand.
Yeah. But we're still, I think we're still running ads on your station.
Oh, I think so. All right, buddy. I got to run, my friend.
All right, you guys take care, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye. We'll be right back. AM 560, KBLU.
Another dry day, another mild afternoon. A few clouds, breezy, 72 today, but we could get some rain. Scattered light showers tonight. Then tomorrow, sunny and cooler, 67. There is a lot of confusion about COVID-19, but one thing we know for sure, vaccines aren't enough. Check for fever, COVID's #1 symptom, with the Exergen temporal scanner, and learn more at Exergen.com. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith from the Weather Channel.
Weather is brought to you by Ed Whitehead's Tire Pros, serving Arizona for over 20 years.
When it's hot, the last thing you want is your home's AC to quit on you. At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you warm and comfortable quickly. Call 855-1-HOUR for a free service call with completed repair. Don't forget, we're
always on time or you don't pay in time. Always on time or you don't pay in time.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Mickey B's Cocktail Lounge has a new look because they have new ownership. Come celebrate to live entertainment and dance to your favorite oldies or country. If singing is your thing, karaoke every Monday and Wednesday, 6 p.m. till 10. Mickey B's is a supporter of our local veterans. So mark an appointment on your calendar to join in. Bring a friend or the whole office. Mickey B's opens 10 a.m. daily. 12635 South Frontage Road.
Yuma, Collectors West Gun Shows, formerly Murphy's, is back at the Yuma Civic Center this weekend, just in time for Christmas. You'll find all your favorite vendors along with dealers new to the area. Find rifles, custom knives, ammo, pistols, scopes, and reloading supplies. The best brand names at the best prices. Bring your guns to sell, trade, or have appraised. Tickets are just $8. For more information, see us at collectorswest.com. Experience the best winter gun and knife show in Yuma this weekend at the Yuma Civic Center. Don't miss it.
down Santa Claus, riding down Santa Claus Lane. Blitzen, blitzen, all there's a reindeer pulling on.
AM 560 KVLU. Russ Clark back with you on Thursday morning. It's 8:17 and it's an Elvis Christmas right now. Anyway, that's the 9th of December, which means you got a few days left. A few days left to shop. You know, yesterday was my daughter's birthday, so we went downtown. So she wanted to go to Du Bois Pizza, which we did, but walk around, seeing the shops. Don't forget, we got local shops, too, to shop at. It's not just the big box stores and Amazon. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Yeah, Russ. Well, I'm sorry to hear you've been having some radio problems this morning.
Correct.
But I have a little bit of, and my voice doesn't seem to be doing too well either. But
do you have the COVID or a tumor? What do you got going on?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I have just seem to have a little tickle in the back of my throat that's making stuff come out kind of weird.
Well, take good care of yourself. We gotten used to you. We need to make sure you're healthy, man.
Yes. Well, what I have is some information on some of the latest work I've been doing on Second Amendment, and that is that I did some research on who people are murdered by.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you've ever read much of the literature, but there's a common theme out there that most people are killed by people that they know.
That's what I was going to suggest. I mean, that's the things I've read in the past, but I don't know any numbers on
Right.
that.
So I looked at the actual FBI data. I first did a story on this in, I think it was 2013, and then I updated the latest data, which is from 2019. And it turns out that that's a really very misleading statement.
Oh, okay.
Because the people that you know include immediate family members, which is what most people would think about.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
And neighbors and friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, employer, employee. Then there's a big category of acquaintance, which is about 20 times or twice what immediate family is.
Okay.
That's 20%. Immediate family is 11%. But 11%, that also includes ex-husbands, ex-wives, and boyfriends, girlfriends, includes ex-boyfriends and ex-girlfriends. So if you're divorced and your husband is stalking you, that's included as being murdered by a family, by somebody you know.
Right.
And then you have strangers, which are 10%. And then you have unknown, which is 49%. So it's very unlikely that people in the unknown category are people that you are familiar with, because intimate family homicides are the most easily solved. So most of the unknown are probably unknown because you don't know them.
Yeah, those numbers are different than I would have imagined, but I never really knew them, I don't think.
Yeah, well, I looked at them, and so it turns out that people who murder people that they are actually living with are probably in the neighborhood of about 10%. Okay. And that's far different than the implication that most people who kill, who murder, who are murdered by somebody they know. Well, if you're in a gang and there's another gang and one of the other gang members murders you, you're murdered by somebody you know.
Oh. Okay. So it's not as familiar as I thought.
If you have somebody who you went to a community college course with who was a gangbanger, and later on they kill you, you were murdered by somebody you know. You knew them at some point. Acquaintance covers a huge variety of things. It can be a very minimal relationship.
But you're saying actually immediate family is like 11%.
And that includes ex-husbands and ex-wives, black sheep of the family, estranged daughters, sons, uncles. Well, not uncles. They wouldn't be immediate. Immediate would be mother, father, daughter, son, husband, wife.
Okay, including all the exes.
Well, all the exes, and it also includes stepsisters, stepbrothers, stepfathers, stepmothers.
Okay, and that's 11%. So that's, I thought that would have represented 50%, but it's 11%.
Right, correct.
Okay.
So I just thought that is something that people might want to realize, and it's the way, people lie with statistics all the time.
Oh, gosh, yes.
And what they do in this particular case is they take the numbers of known murderers, people where the relationship is known, and then they say the statistics are exactly the same for those which are unknown, which is highly unlikely.
All right. Well, I appreciate it.
You have a good day.
Thank you, buddy. Bye-bye. Of course, that was Dean, our gun person, which changed my image of what who murders people. So it is more unknown, or, people you know of more than are close or whatever. There's a far-left Seattle council member, not councilwoman, council member. I got confused about that. I was at what pronoun do I use? As well as most everybody listening is confused about pronouns. They're changing so rapidly. And I know we've changed our own here in Yuma from councilman to council person, not council member. I think we're council person. So I had to speak to a group the other day. In fact, I was had to introduce a group. And it was the Real Colorado Women's, Republican Women. So I had to ask them, I said, is it still Real Colorado Republican Women? Does it have to be Republican persons? And they didn't even smile. They said, no, we're women. So not everybody's falling into it. But before I get into talking about the Seattle council member, let me take a phone call. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Well, good morning.
I was just thinking, but first, how's it going?
You were thinking what now?
Well, I was just thinking, because I'm not a parent, but I've chatted with other parents about their kids, and usually their kids suck. They're awful kids, and it's a case of we were short $350 and we couldn't get an abortion. So we kept this stupid kid.
Yeah, that's a sad day right there. I'm short $350.
Right.
All right, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm also thinking of all these school shooters and how they must feel neglected by their parents. And if you look at their parents, and if you pulled them aside and said, hey, were you short $350? Is that why you kept your crappy kid?
Oh, man.
I don't know.
That's
I'm
rough.
just thinking. It is rough, but it's reality. If we just allowed people, women specifically, to kind of gatekeep these crappy kids in the world that turn into horrendous people.
But how do you know they're going to be crappy kids? You don't know.
How do you know? Well, yeah, wait, here's how you know.
Yeah.
Here's how you know. When the mom says, I need to get rid of this, but then looks at her wall and goes, oh, but I can't. That's the first time.
That's a crappy kid already because, yeah,
because the parent, because she don't want the kid, but she's got to deal with it because all she wanted to do is just have a fun night and just light a couple candles and have a cup of chocolate. She didn't want this extra baggage. I don't know. Just a thought.
Well,
if we somehow manage to, because I was also thinking about your rhetoric and a lot of people's rhetoric right now with the my body, my choice.
Right.
And I'm like, it's the same, pretty much the same rhetoric. Maybe not the exact same thing, but it's on the same principle of the government should get their nose out of my crotch or get your nose out of my mask. And I just feel like if you extend the olive branch to people who believe my body, my choice, then we could stand together for a common denominator of these mask mandates are ridiculous. I feel like you need a lot more people on your side. And all you have to do is just say, yeah, sure, it's none of my business. And we'll say, it's really none of our business either.
Well,
and then I'll just move on.
Okay, and I'll explore that. But you're saying that we shouldn't be up in arms about abortion, let it go.
I'm saying, yeah.
Okay.
It's
fair. I'm just asking how you feel. I'm not judgmental on it. I mean, although I don't think abortion's the way to go from, I think it should not be allowed. But
I understand why you wouldn't.
But I don't condemn you for it other than, I think it's too, if you're in a car accident and somebody's drunk and hits you and you lose a baby, it's murder. But if you end the baby yourself, it's just an abortion. And that seems to be contradictory.
Another thing that's contradictory is when people are saying, hey, you have to get the vaccine because it prevents, and they'll give you the numbers all day long. And you'll go, that's the numbers. And then you're like,
well,
yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it anyways. So it's the same thing where it's like someone could tell you the numbers, but I also believe that a lot of people in this country who are American, they'll hear that, and they'll go, okay, yeah. And they'll go, yeah, did you know that this is the facts? And did you know that, oh, my God? And you're like, yeah. Same with the vaccine, which is why I'm like, it's just silly how this is something that's becoming divisive amongst two Americans that have very different views, but one common denominator is the government's being weird, controlling, gassing us up into thinking we can't handle each other's opinions.
I'm for less government control. Now, are you ever going to have children?
Me too.
Are you? Do you want children?
Excuse me?
Do you want children?
Well, you know what? I do want children, but I want to adopt children because then I feel like, you know what? If you really want kids, it doesn't hurt to foster them for a while.
Oh, no.
It makes you say, you know what I mean? Like, I'm for children. I absolutely am. Wouldn't mind children. But I wouldn't want to foster them. I'd want to be a part of someone else's life who, they might not have gotten an abortion, but these are the kids that are here right now, and we should try to take care of them.
Well, then I think if you want them, then you're going to be a great mom. And I'll tell you, we'll disagree on the abortion issues, but at least we can talk about it, and I'm not going to call you names.
No, you shouldn't. I shouldn't call you names either. It was just a thought, because I'm like, there's a lot of school shooters, and I know that the shooters of these parents have these kids, and usually, it's just by and large, it's because they were either demonized for having an abortion or they were gassed up into thinking that they could magically somehow become good parents because the rhetoric is, as soon as you have a baby, your whole life changes. And yeah, that's true for some.
Oh, it does change. You don't sleep. Sleep is done.
It doesn't change anything. You're still a crappy person. You're raising crappy kids. And then somehow they get a hold of your firearm because you're still a crappy person.
Yeah, and then
who
you
lets them run amok. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
and now you're in jail looking like an idiot because you were embarrassed to just go get this turd flushed down the drain because you're kind of a garbage person. But, whatever. And that's neither here nor there. It's just a thought that I had where I'm like, if you just let these women choose to flush this down the drain, maybe there'd be less school shootings. I don't know.
I'm gonna check with Ralphie later and make sure you don't talk about me behind my back.
All right, Ralphie. Good morning, Ralphie.
All right. You be good. Take care.
Anyways.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. No, I'm not. Interesting call, and I'm not in favor of abortion, nor can I embrace it. And the more science we know about development. And it's a tough deal, but it affects two people. It affects the mom and it affects the baby and the unborn baby. And tough decisions to be made, granted. I get it, though. Crappy people are going to raise crappy babies, probably. And I think adoption is a better way out. And if somebody doesn't want a baby ever, then maybe, there's ways to make sure you permanently prevent being impregnated, getting a life started. So those are available. Let me take a break, and I'll be right back. AM 560.
Are you struggling to find quality employees? Tired of placing the same old Sunday classifieds or getting lost in the online job boards and getting the same results? Then you need to call us today at 344-4980 and put radio to work for you. It's fast. Place an ad today and have it on air tomorrow. Whether you're looking for hourly workers or to fill highly specified job descriptions, placing an ad on radio will help you fill these positions quickly. Call 344-4980 today and put radio recruitment to work for you.
Push the limits of what's possible in the all-new 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander. With a bold exterior and premium interior, Outlander reimagines the SUV. Rule the road with Mitsubishi Super all-wheel control and wireless smartphone technology. Plus, an industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Drive one today, starting at $26,095 at Bill Alexander Flightline Mitsubishi. Get thunderstruck.
Super all-wheel controls is an available feature on all trim levels. Price based on ES2WD. Important restrictions and rules apply. See retailer for limited warranty and more details. Offer ends 12/13/21.
Arizona runs on affordable energy produced right here at home. But as prices on everything rise, politicians in D.C. want to increase the cost of American-made energy. That means we may have to rely on energy from foreign producers instead of here in America, potentially making it more expensive to live here in Arizona. Tell Senator Kelly, don't tax American energy producers because affordable, reliable solutions are made in America. Paid for by Energy Citizens.
Come celebrate the joy of the season as the Yuma Civic Orchestra presents Spirit of Christmas. This evening of beautiful Christmas music will take place Saturday, December 18th at the historic Yuma Theater, 254 South Main Street in downtown Yuma. Showtimes 2 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Tickets are $15. Visit yumaorchestra.org for more information.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the show. We're riding in the winterland of snow. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with the songs of the wind.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark back with you. And Karen, my phone number is 344-5258. And that's to get directly into studio and into this. Hey, Arizona Marketplace is going to have a cruise in Saturday, December 18th, Wednesday, days and nights. So like in 9 more days, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. No registration fee, free live entertainment. Any questions? You can call Sandy Judkins, and it's a 928 area code. It's 314-9770, and she's with the Foothill Cruisers, or Harvey. I'm not going to try the last name. 928, just Harvey. 928-305-9367, also with the Foothills Cruisers. So they're going to cruise in to the Arizona Marketplace on Saturday, December 18th. And there'll be some awards like People's Choice Awards and all that kind of stuff. So you want to put that on your calendar. And let me see, comedy is coming. Let me see if I got that one. Okay, there's going to be a comedy event. I'm going to have to get the exact date on the comedy event. Skip Banks. Okay, that's it. Skip Banks on the 19th. That's going to be the next day. We're having Skip Banks on the 19th from San Diego. I'm going to have to get the exact times on that. I have the flyer, but I'll get the exact times on that. But Skip Banks with the comedy team is going to be out there on the 19th. Free events, by the way. These are free, brought to you by Arizona Marketplace, and I'll get some more information on that one. I don't have it. I don't have it in front of me. Fauci, not my favorite, as you know. I mean, I just think he is a self-proclaimed liar. He just did. I mean, he missed a line, but I have good reason to lie, because you're not as smart as me and I am science. That's not what he says, but that's the way I hear it. He said this weekend, he's always on CNN for interviews and all that stuff. I don't know who's interviewing him anymore because Cuomo's gone, but I'm sure they got some people left at CNN that want to hear from him. I think most people have realized he doesn't speak the truth, but he said he anticipates that the definition of being fully vaccinated will eventually change. I'm really curious, what the heck does that mean? It's going to change. The definition of everything, man, woman's changed. A lot of things are changing, I guess, very rapidly in some people's minds, and somehow the culture wants to redefine everything. I think it's part of the Communist Manifesto, too. I don't know if that's a coincidence, but, take over the language, redefine it. So what is fully vaccinated going to mean? Now, currently, he says 2 doses of Pfizer and 2 doses of Moderna and 1 dose of Johnson's fully vaccinated. But when you're talking about optimal protection, so they want to move it. They have been moving the goalpost every time they make a promise. You take this vaccine, you'll never get it again. You can go back to work, life's normal. Now it's not true. Got 7 people in the hospital right now that are quoted fully vaccinated. They're in the hospital because they got a COVID infection. Fully vaccinated. And no one claimed it was 100%. Well, some people did, politicians, and including Joe Biden said, you get it, you're not going to get sick, and then you can go around, you don't have to wear a mask. Well, now fully vaccinated has to wear a mask. They still have to take the test to see if they got the COVID, and they still go to the hospital when they're sick. So, I'm in a hurry to go get a fully vaccination. But now they're saying the thing is going to change. What we're talking about is optimal protection. Now, optimal protection, I'm going to take is that he says, no doubt, we've got data that optimally protected, you have to get a 3rd shot of the mRNA and a 2nd shot of J&J. So the definition of fully vaccinated is going to be, are your boosters up to boost status? Do we have the proper boosters? So I don't know, is that 3 shots, 4 shots, 5 shots, 6? 10 days of Christmas, 10 days of vaccine shots? I don't know. I mean, because the goalpost moves all the time. Yeah, you just get 2, you're fine. You get 1, you're fine. Well, you get 1 in the vaccine booster, you're fine. Whoops, we have a lot of inventory to move. You need another one. I don't know. And is it working? And if it's working, why do I got to keep getting them? According to Dr. J, and I'm going to talk about Dr. J now, I'm going to call him a virologist because that's what he studies and does for his job. He says once we have the disease, the memory of the antibodies is in our system and it reproduces on command. We don't have to have millions of them floating in our system. But that's what Fauci's trying to create. He wants it to create where you have a high amount of these antibodies floating all over your system, taking over everything, which is called lupus. It's a disease, actually. I guess they want to push us into lupus. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Hey, Russ, how you doing this morning?
Doing well, man. Good morning.
Yeah, listen, you hit the nail on the head just a moment ago when you said inventory to move.
Yeah.
You did, more than I think you know. You've been in the auto parts business. You know how important inventory is. You can't keep it around. You got to move it, right, to make a profit.
Yeah, so you got to create a need sometimes.
Exactly. So I've been reading, and they said if you got all 3 shots, 56% don't get any part of the coronavirus. Now, they didn't use the word COVID in this article I read. They used the word corona. Corona is what all animals and reptilian creatures, they have the coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
And then the strains are developed from each one of those species, okay? So they said 56% of those that got the 3 shots don't get the coronavirus. So that's a lot of people getting sick, isn't it?
That's more than we would have bargained for, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, talking about inventory, I saw in another article that the three pharma companies, that's J&J, Pfizer, and Moderna, their income is $67,000 per minute.
Goodness.
Yes, $67,000 per minute, and that computes out to about $27 billion, okay? If you go with like 60 minutes times that amount, in an hour, and then 24 hours a day, and if you do the math. Now, with less than 60% being vaccinated, and the rest are getting it, and they say 40% are not vaccinated. Well, that means they got $27 billion worth of, and that's $210 a shot now. You remember when you go to the health department, you get a free shot of $3 and that's it, right? Remember?
Right.
Well, this is $210 to $212 per shot times a balance of 120 million people, that's 40% of the population that don't have the shot, and that computes to $27 billion of inventory.
They got to move that, buddy. They got to get kids to take it. Got to get you to take a second one, third one, fourth one. It doesn't matter.
Well, a lot of people call me the backdoor guy because I don't go to the front door and see what's in the living room. They want me to see. I come in the back door and I look at all the inventory. You know what I'm saying here?
Yep.
That's what I try to do. But yeah, so you hit the nail on the head when you said inventory, because let me tell you, that's what this is about. And Fauci, I've read where he gets a royalty from any vaccine that is developed on his watch, and that's been since 1968. He's finagled this kind of a deal with the government, where he can get his $400,000 a year plus whatever interest he can finagle from all the big pharmacies companies. And they say he gets royalty from every vaccine that he develops. Well, if that's true, 27 billion remaining, you can see why the incentive is for him to keep pushing. Can you not see that?
Oh, yeah, and I've not read any of those numbers, but I guarantee you that Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson are spending billions of dollars to keep these people in office.
Well, I think he gets paid because you get paid to sell Hyundai cars. Well, he gets paid probably to sell this vaccine.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so that's a part of the capitalist system that he likes. The free enterprise system, he likes the royalty checks, but he wants the government to own that, though. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, and we got the government, and capitalism, being capitalist can't work because they're making all the rules for themselves, and that is a problem.
Well, we are a free enterprise system, and,
yes.
And people use the word capitalist because that's a communist term. It came from the communism. It starts with the word K. Okay. And Khrushchev first used that thing, capitalist. And you're communist. Warren Beatty knows all about communism. Remember that movie Reds?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, people need to watch the movie Reds if you want to know what it is and where it came from. Warren Beatty is an expert. He directed that movie, he wrote the script, and he did the research. He filmed a lot of it in Russia, and it's about a reporter. And Warren Beatty knows because he ran for president, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And he's pro-communist, Warren Beatty is. That dancer's brother and sister. I forget her name, but she goes by different. Shirley MacLaine. They're brother and sister.
Oh. Yeah.
You did not know that?
I know I didn't know. I don't follow all that.
Yeah, Shirley MacLaine is Warren Beatty's brother and sister. I guess she didn't want. She was ashamed of him and didn't want to. Anyway, yeah.
Good morning. You too. Bye-bye. That's OG. Yeah, and then as Fauci continues to talk, he says 71.8% of the U.S. population consisting of individuals 18 and older have been fully vaccinated. But only 26.3% of that population has received a booster. So what he's seeing out there is real money, man. If we can get the rest of those guys to get another booster, to pump up their immune system, it doesn't, like, if your body has the information to build, the antibodies, that's all it needs. You don't need to pump it up and make it create a bunch of antibodies when it's not needed. That's contrary to any medicine of the past. And if you have natural immunities, you still can make the immunities. They say maybe for the next 100 years, I don't know, but it's gonna, you keep that in your cells, the information, so if it does show up again, the body's gonna spring into action. It's not gonna be novel anymore. They don't have to figure it out. They've already got the pattern made. But that's not discussed. It's not talked about, but yet the scientists all know that. They know how the system works, the immune system. The stuff they're doing now with these extra boosters doesn't make sense. We'll be back. AM 560 KBLU.
When you really love your community, you show that love in a number of ways. You volunteer your time and donate to your favorite charities. But did you know that there are ways to give that can provide you or a loved one with supplemental income? I'm Veronica Shore with the Arizona Community Foundation of Yuma. If you'd like to learn how a life income gift can make a difference for generations, talk to us today at 928-539-5343 or visit azfoundation.org/Yuma. Give where you live and get income for life. azfoundation.org/Yuma.
Hi, I'm Russell McLeod with Accurate Automotive Attention.
And I'm Carrie Tater with Arizona's Children's Association. For children entering foster care, it's a very traumatic time, especially in emergency situations. That's where ASCA comes in. We want to provide them with a suitcase to carry their belongings instead of a usual trash bag. Imagine the difference to their self-esteem.
You are probably wondering what this has to do with Accurate Automotive. Please drop off a new or used suitcase to either of our locations. Imagine the difference you can make in these kids' lives.
Arizona Marketplace is open Thursday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's the largest and best outdoor market in Yuma County. Looking for unique items? Arizona Marketplace is your place in Yuma County. Christmas is approaching fast, and Arizona Marketplace has that unique item you're looking for. Of course, it's an experience you want to share with the whole family. It's outdoors, but completely shaded with daily entertainment and food vendors. Come explore the many vendors of Yuma's best Arizona Marketplace, 3351 South Avenue 4E.
United Toyota has the gift that keeps giving, with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles arriving weekly and ready to go to a good home. Sedans, trucks, SUVs, all with special holiday pricing. Visit UnitedToyotaImperial.com today.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. Not only is it time for open enrollment for a lot of people, it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For the typical family, switching to MediShare saves about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. And what's more, they like it. MediShare has double the customer satisfaction rate when compared to health insurance. It really is remarkable. There's more than 400,000 members now who have shared more than $4 billion in medical bills, so they can handle your bills too. And here's the thing, if you join before December 15th, they'll waive your new member fee, so that's another $170 you'll save. I'll give you the number here in a second, but call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline, December 15th, so call now and you'll save even more. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Christmas time again.
AM 560, KBLU, Russ Clark back with you. Man, it's already 8:49 on a Thursday morning. And I had a correction. There was a fact checker that corrected me. I had said that Dr. J said that lupus is a result of having too much in our system of antibodies. That would be leukemia that he said it. I got it that wrong, and that's right, I did get it wrong. He said leukemia, and I don't know the mechanics on how that is or isn't, but it's leukemia is what Dr. J said. So thanks for letting me, correcting me on that, so we keep everybody straight on what that is. And I don't know how that works. I need to talk to Dr. J more to find out what the mechanics are of that kind of stuff. You know, I started to talk about this far left council member getting recalled. She's in danger of being ousted. As of 4 p.m. on Wednesday, she had 19,700 voters that had called for her to lose her council seat, which represents 50.3%. They're still counting. She started facing the opposition from 53% of the voters, according to Seattle. And the district has more than 77,000 registered voters. Mark Allen Smith, he's a political science professor at the University of Washington, estimated that the turnout would be high because Sawant is viewed as polarizing. She did a few things like she used city resources to back a tax Amazon ballot initiative without complying with public disclosure rules, which it was like $3,500, but I guess COVID-19 safety orders by allowing hundreds of protesters inside City Hall. I guess she opened up City Hall so protesters could get in against COVID safety rules. And she marched to the home of the mayor, Jenny Durkin, to protest. She brought protesters with her. So, and I guess are tired of her antics. Now, she is a described socialist, self-described socialist. Which for me, that would be enough right there to not vote for her or support her or whatever. But Not in Seattle, apparently, so it's coming pretty close. And so we got a describe, self-described socialist that's fighting it, and she's saying that it was not true. All those things were exaggerated, or it is legal for her to do what she did and all that kind of stuff. But it sounds like she is polarizing. But the ones that are the progressive movement, the socialist movement, they like that polarization because they're voting to keep her in at all cost. They've got 1,200 ballots remaining to count. We'll see how that goes. I would want to watch and see who's counting them. I want to make sure that it's above board. All right, Karen, 344-5258. Phone lines are open. The co-chair of Texas School Board's Racially Equity Panel quits. So a lot of these school boards, I guess, are starting to get the equity people on board, and they're not calling it, the theory, the racial theory, whatever that was, racial, but now it's racial equity. Well, she was an officer with the Texas School Board's of Racial Equity Panel. She resigned on Wednesday because I guess she was involved in some bad behavior. I'll tell you about that after the phone call. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Russ.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. Listen, is it good to go along with this pronoun thing, Russ, when you go somewhere to speak, to ask them what they want to be called?
I don't ever do it. I mean, I guess if somebody came up and asked me and they said, Russ, when you introduce me, could you please use this pronoun? I would do that, I guess, but I would never ask about it. Hey, what pronoun do you want? I'm not in compliance with that normally.
No, it's not good. It's in our schools.
Yeah, it is.
And it's making this a hardship on our teachers.
Yeah.
And now they're playing this little thing, that they and them. Now they've gone back to in some of the schools, and you have to address them by the
pronoun they request. And Bob, I wish my kids were in school because I would make sure that they had a pronoun that's fun. Like Power of Grayskull is my pronoun now. If somebody asks me, do I have a preferred pronoun? Power of Grayskull, because I think it's hilarious. But it's ridiculous, the whole thing we're doing, and let's treat it as such. So everybody should have their own pronoun that makes them feel good. And I think Power of Grayskull makes me laugh. So let's do it.
Yeah. What's missing though is this, and that is the respect for the teacher that can't go along with some of this stuff, Russ.
Correct. You're right.
What's missing in our school, there's no respect for the teacher. They conscientiously cannot go along with this, and we've got more work to do on that. We've got to back up these teachers that have individual conscience in regards to some of these things.
Yeah.
There's some really good teachers making it hardship on really good teachers. And this shows you just like the woman that you just mentioned in the school system there in the article. Well, Wife and I were talking about that this morning. We need to get rid of these people. We need to get rid of these administrators that are making it hard on our teachers.
But
I don't think it's good when you stand up to address a crowd. If somebody raises their hand, just keep doing what you came there to do, and tell them I don't play that game.
And I think that's fine, Bob, but I guess I'm not taking it. I mean, it is a joke to do this stuff, and I take it as such, and that it doesn't make sense. We don't have 100 pronouns. We got Mr. and Miss, I guess, or whatever. But if they want to play that game, I'll play with them, and we'll have a great time with it. But to take it seriously, that I'm a homosexual, so I must be addressed as such, I'm like, this isn't the venue for that. That's not what we're here for.
It's taking over. It's taking over our schools. It's taking over our workplaces. And this is what I'm concerned about. And that is, we're to the point now that he just passed his basic income, his work law. I forget what he called it. He called it the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act or something like that.
Yeah.
But the problem is what they put first in that. Jobs don't come first. What comes first in that is critical race theory, and that comes first, and then the jobs. All right, and see, so they really don't care about people's jobs anymore.
No, they make that obvious. They do make it obvious. They don't care. They'll just pay you to stay home.
Well, and anymore, you know, if they keep pushing this thing, though, what I'm saying is this, and that is they want equity. He said in his Jobs Act he wants equity first. He wants climate and equity first above jobs for our people in this country.
Well, then we'll die.
Well, that's what all of this is.
Yeah.
Anytime you're talking about this nonsense, this foolishness that we were talking about, you're talking about equity. Their idea of critical race theory and equity.
Right.
And his Jobs Act right now that he passed, it was on the 15th of last month, I believe, or this, it might have been this month, I'm sorry. But look at that Jobs Act, because it plainly states that we're going to put climate and equity before jobs. And I'm telling you, man, this is serious stuff. And I'm to the point that I just tell people that's nonsense, that's foolishness, and don't ask me to go along with it, because I'm not going to do it. Hey, have a good day, Russ.
You too, sir. Bye-bye. And I understand his viewpoint. I do. And it is foolishness, and I feel bad for those that, that want to see, back to normalcy right now. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen. And yes, I play around with it and I have fun with it. I don't subscribe to it. I think it's ridiculous, but I just show how ridiculous it is, I guess. Because I'm running out of time. God, I got less than a minute. Okay, just one little thing. Someone sent me this picture of a boat, and I don't even know what state it's in. Yorktown just won the best in show, best decorated. It was a light parade on the ocean, and it has the like it suggested FJB. That's Joe Biden. Let's go, Brandon. And a few lights, and he won best in show. So it just shows you where the head of that crowd is. They don't approve of the president. So yeah, of course he won. I'll be back tomorrow. AM 560 KBLU.
Bells will be ringing. The